Alright guys, and welcome to our stream, The Fall of Illidion, episode 24. We'd like to welcome all of you to our second stream ever. Thank you for tuning in. To tell you a little bit about our game is you do come in midway through our campaign. Our game takes place in Eridar, a homebrew world created by myself and Gunny2430, who will be playing Tagrik today. We've been running this world off and on. Well, I've been running it off and on for about 10 years, and a few years ago he came on. And we both run in this world together, completely homebrewed. The system is homebrew, and the classes are homebrew. Our goal is together to get this stream up and make it an interactive stream where not necessarily a chat plays, but where you and the audience are able to affect and influence the story. Once we hit affiliate status and get channel points to do such things as allowing you to give both enemies and allies advantage, to initiate random encounters, or to give the party a much needed rest. Once we hit that status, those things will be available in the chat for you to do. We'd like to thank you for coming here with us today, as I'll give you a brief overview of our world before we get started and our story so far, then we'll introduce the players. So, Eridar. Eridar is a world torn apart by large, overwhelming forces. Light, a beacon of hope. And the shadow, an overwhelming force of corruption that threatens to destroy all. And on the edge of the known realms is the ever-present void that threatens to tear apart existence. We find our heroes in the region of the Free Marches, a land surrounded by war and strife. It's almost a melting pot, a place where people with no other place to go land. You'll find our map on screen, a zoomed in part of the Free Marches where our party currently is, in the Dwarven hold of Darandur. This story began with our party traveling to Illidion, a holy city on the coast of the Inner Sea, where they came together for different reasons for a peace conference between the free city of Emberfall and the city of Yvren, who had been at war for almost 2 decades, one worshipping the light, the other the shadow. They came together to make peace, but it wasn't going to last. This party was there for only 2 days before giant portals opened to the Seven Hells, and the demonic hordes of Belros Azul poured into the city. They fled, accompanied by their friends and their companions. But before they could reach the edge of the city, the commander of the Free Marches, Gregor Sandoon, was lost, and so was the steward of Emberfall and our half-brite. 2 mighty forces in the Free Marches, advocates for peace, lost. And quickly, things went sideways. They had a bunch of misadventures attempting to figure out what had happened and why. Their most recent adventure, after they had returned with the man who they believed would be the next commander of the oath-sworn paladins of the Free Marches, those dedicated to the fight against evil and the shadow. They came to the city of Emberfall to find similar portals had opened in their absence, and they had to once again fight off the demonic hordes. This time they were able to save the city of Emberfall, however, unlike Illidion. And as they were lauded in their accomplishments, proclaimed heroes of the city, one of our number, Tagrik Hammerfist, received the most dreadful news, as he was told there had been an assassination attempt on his father's life, and he lay in a coma in Darandur. We find our heroes having completed an investigation into Torim Hammerfist's would-be assassination, and now they travel down into the depths of the Barrow Depths beneath the city of Darandur to pursue his assassin wherever he may go. And now I'll bring in our players. Alright, I'd like to welcome everybody to our stream. I've now added in our players. I'll go ahead and introduce the players one by one and then give a brief introduction of their characters. You will notice we've had some technical issues today, so Kilroy's cam is not on, so you get this enlightening and fun picture of him to stare at for the next 4 hours. So first, I'd like to introduce Gunfire 2430 playing Tagrik Hammerfist.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
We've got Sergeant Cheek Clapper playing Kilroy Thumperdiddle.
Ayo.
I should have said Tagrik Hammerfist is a dwarf Death Knight, and Kilroy Thumperdiddle is a gnome conjurer who has recently become a devout follower of the light, specifically the patron of luck and adventurers, Faina Longstrider, and so he now has a level in priest. And then we now have the self-proclaimed strongest man in the world, played by the Nilla Gorilla, Alistair Ray. He is our catfolk warrior.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Little Girl Live here. Excited to have you on stream today.
And then we have Gerard St. Ives, our human oath-sworn paladin.
Who's mute?
How you guys doing?
Oh, okay.
Who was
Enjoy
muted.
the stream.
Alright, so I'd like to welcome you all here, as I'll introduce each of our characters. Tagrik Hammerfist, the oldest son of Torim Hammerfist. Torim Hammerfist is the king of Darandur. They had recently reclaimed their long-lost hold 17 years ago. Tagrik was the eldest son of Torim, but after they had fought a massive battle against a new demonic resurgence just 2 decades ago, Tagrik was lost. He didn't think he was worthy to become king and felt like his younger brother Edric would make a better one. As such, he set aside his family name and traveled north to become a Death Knight. The order he serves is known as the Path of Dusk, an order of Death Knights dedicated to using the power of the shadow against it, wielding the enemy's own weapon in the service of good. But in that way, slowly succumbing to the shadow itself. Tagrik's returned to Darandur to avenge his father and discover what has happened. We have Kilroy Thumperdiddle, a scholar, one of the foremost experts on the shadow within Eridar. Kilroy is here as a learned man. He's here to support his friends, originally invited to Illidion for his knowledge of the shadow, to ascertain the motivations of Yvren. He has now stayed on as the local man of knowledge, often quite useful when they've got to figure out what's going on. We have Alistair Ray, the self-proclaimed strongest man in the world, a very young one. Alistair has just reached of age. Abandoned at an early age, he was raised by the stone-born dwarf Otello, who was a former adventurer who has since retired and owned an orphanage. Together, as he reached manhood, they worked those orphanages together. They were traveling to Illidion to resupply and give aid to one of their orphanages there, when the hordes attacked, and Otello laid down his life to save Alistair. A refugee fleeing the city, Alistair found these gallant companions and quickly proved his worth with his mighty war axe. Staying along with them, he's since been piled on accolades, most recently proclaimed a knight by the Duke of Illidion for the Duke of Emberfall for their service in saving that city. And our final party member, for those of you that are new to us, is Gerard St. Ives, the apprentice of the former, or if you ask him, still commander of the Oathsworn Paladins of the Free Marches, Gregor Sandu. He was taught by him how to fight, act, and lead himself as a paladin. It shook him to his core when Gregor was taken in our original episode. Now he's here partially because he wants to retrieve the lost souls of Illidion. He wants to save the city if he can. But he also wants to save his master. But right now, his foremost companion is helping his friend. So, we currently find our gallant heroes on the first level of their journey into the Barrow Depths. They fought against massive spiders that spit venom and threatened to corrupt them with the shadow that they had been corrupted by. They fought against swarms of beetles, massive rock turtles that spinned around the room, threatening to destroy them. But as they made their way through, they found a bit of a moment of peace, as they have just recently met the orcish druid Shelkanor. He's offered them protection and a place around his campfire, as they rested in relative safety and strength. I'll go ahead and move us over to the map, and I will introduce where we are. Alright, we find our heroes sitting around a bustling fire on a ledge overlooking this long hold. Each of them sleeping peacefully. Shelkanor off in the corner, laid up next to his beholderkin ally. Except for one, Tagrik, who lay next to his back on his pack, his hood pulled down, slowly cleaning off the armor of his fallen namesake, the last king of Darandur before his father, Tagrik, that he had found next to the dead body within these halls. But one of our numbers stirs. As Gerard, you open your eyes, and you see Tagrik sitting before you, a troubled look upon his face, as you see him slowly cleaning away his namesake's armor.
Oh, you're awake?
Oh, you're awake.
I'm surprised.
Place to sleep in a while.
There are far worse places to sleep than this, you know. Who knows when we'll get another opportunity.
Agreed. Makes me question why you're awake.
Well, we can't come back as, well, I can't come back as a hero for all of this, and my namesake died in an inglorious manner. I believe that this armor lying here at the entrance, on our way to right a terrible wrong, is a sign from Celeborn.
A sign for you to stumble across.
Yes, that I must take up the mantle of my namesake and finish what he started. Unite the dwarves. One more spark could set the clans aflame, and maybe this is just what they need. And it doesn't matter who wears the armor, just that it's worn.
So if you know exactly what you need to do, why are you losing sleep over it?
Because I don't think I should wear it, all the same. It doesn't feel right. Like, it doesn't feel right because it feels right.
I mean,
And it shouldn't feel right after decades away.
the moment you heard there was trouble with your father, you came running. If you don't remember, there was no time for stops. Nothing was more important than this. I think that makes you a Blade Song as much as any.
Yeah, and that's exactly the problem. I'm stuck between the oath I swore and the oath I was born with. So maybe that's why I'm losing some sleep.
Maybe
Besides,
they're not two separate things.
not everyone needs their beauty sleep, you know.
You're
Some need it a bit more than others. as I incline my head towards yourself.
Well, it's sure in the fights to keep me this week.
Yeah, well. Just don't go calling me Shiny One when I put this on, alright? That's your name.
No,
As
no.
the rest of you will slowly awaken your eyes, Kilroy and Alistair, as Shelkanor walks over and says, I think it's about time to get up and for you to continue your journey.
Well, it depends on what time it is. You can't tell in a cave like this.
When you live down here as long as I have, you know when you've had enough sleep.
It's about 5.
Yes.
As I kind of cut him off and stand up, start gesturing towards the straps of my armor. Can someone help me with these?
Yeah, I'll help you.
You can
I just
always
thought-
count on a dwarf to know what time it is in a cave.
Just thought after our conversation I'd have more time to sleep.
I did warn you, you know.
That's fine. I'll get up, help him with his armor.
Alright. As he takes off the shackles of his old armor, dented and banged up from his previous journeys, he puts on the resplendent armor, gilded in gold of his forefathers, the crest of Clan Bladesong prominent on the front. It takes a few moments before you finally hear the final latch click as Tagrik turns.
Alright. Well, as I'm sitting crisscross applesauce pretty much, I comment, it's a new look for you.
Fits like a glove.
Ooh, shiny. As I kind of start taking a look around all the armor, not like physically touching it, but like hovering around you and looking at every crevice of it.
Gods damn it.
You know, if I weren't close and couldn't see your crest, I'd mistake you for a paladin myself.
Oh, that's
Maybe work on
like
that
kick
shield.
the ground. Absolute. It's fine. Besides, with how much trouble you get into, Kilroy, Alistair, it's probably best I do wear something that can get me out of dodge.
I always appreciate the backup.
Always nice to have royalty in your back pocket.
Oh, now you recognize that I'm a prince, huh? Took you how long? Months?
I believe I've name dropped it a few times.
Yeah, when it's convenient.
Quite so.
When it makes you money.
Yeah, honestly.
Shelkanor will kind of pull something out of his pocket. This is the compass that I offered you yesterday. The one that would lead you further in towards the hall in which Vemagor sits. I've recalibrated it, however, so that way if you should encounter trouble, if you just simply flip it over and look at it upside down, it will lead you back here. As he'll hand it over to Kilroy. Be careful. The tunnels below can wind and be troublesome. It's very easy to get lost.
Any certain direction that we're supposed to avoid?
Anywhere that you see a lot of spider webs, the thicker they are, the closer you come to the queen. And that's not an encounter I'd like to have.
You and me both.
Fair enough.
Okay. As you gather up your things, your traveling cloaks, and your bedrolls that you've strewn out around the fireplace, you quickly pack up your things. As Kilroy hops on his bear while Shelkanor lowers the rest of you down on a rope. As you guys drop down 40 feet to the cave floor from whence you came.
Okay.
If you should
Hope
need
y'all got-
anything, you know where I'll be.
Yeah.
Much
Sure thing.
appreciated.
Fine then. Mind the slugs. Don't step in the goo trails.
telling us this now?
Because if I told you earlier, you'd have covered yourself in it. And then you'd need what water.
All right. Let me go ahead and move you guys. Well, at least while we're in this original dungeon that's a bit messed up. We'll go ahead and move you back. Over here to the east. As you guys are now back at the four-way crossing in which you had gone forward before and fought the hordes of spiders. You know you had already been south. To go west would lead you back to where you found the water elemental yesterday, and to go north would lead you back to Shelkanor, leaving only west left to explore.
Then west we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
The tunnel winds long back and forth as the webs begin to thicken around you slowly. You spend some time following
Wait.
Stop moving yourselves. I told you not to move yourselves. I will move you guys.
Okay.
So, you spend some time walking down the long and twisting hallway, over an hour, as you realize the path is slowly beginning to tread ever downward as you go deeper and deeper into the Barrow Depths. After some time, you come to a three-way crossing where you could go forward, left, or right, but none of the paths have spider webs. What do you do?
Look at the compass.
All right. As you pull out the compass, remembering it the gift from Shelkanor, it guides you west as you proceed further and further down that path. As we will move to the level 2 of the Barrow Depths. Oof. Give me a second.
Back on. It's a hard no.
Shh. There we go.
Is this supposed to happen?
Sure was. Alright, let me add you guys onto this board.
Oh no. Where's the bear?
Gotta put him back on.
Gone.
Give me a second. Alright.
Is it just me, or is it genuinely getting darker, even though we're already underground?
I can't really tell.
Alright.
Our people are used to being underground.
You should proceed down the path. Eventually, it begins to straighten out and widen, almost to 15 feet wide, as you see it proceed in front of you. Alright, you guys should be aware of where you are on the map. Proceed forward.
Take
Who
it
would
slow.
like to
Gerard
take
by
it?
my side.
Yeah, I was just about to ask who would like to take charge.
All right, this map should be fine, so you guys should be good to maneuver around.
See Tagrik twice.
Yeah, Tagrik's on there twice.
Yeah, I'm not on there.
That's weird. Give me a second, I can fix that.
Not a problem.
There we go.
All right. There you go. As you guys proceed deeper into the dungeon, Tagrik, as you come to the next junction, you see a four-way in front of you, proceeding in either direction, with the bulbous figures, the spider eggs that you had seen earlier on, once again making their appearance. But there are no spiders to be seen.
You know, this guy said that we avoid the spider webs at all costs.
Kilroy, dancing lights.
Gilroy?
I gotcha. I begin to point each one of my fingers out like finger guns and shoot out little balls of light out of them.
Perfect. How far can you shoot them? Can we peer down the hallway a bit?
They have to stay within 20 feet of me, but they give off a decent distance of light.
Quite bright light, as it would happen.
That has been updated. Okay. As it illuminates the area surrounding you.
I can send them about 15 feet down each hallway if I stand in the center.
So you'll need to stand in the center of the hallway in order to see down each one.
Yep.
As there you go. As you can now see down each way. The cobwebs are thickest to the east, where they grow, almost attaching each other. Stopping, you would have to slice your way through. To the west, they are also thick, but not nearly as much so, growing off the edge of each tunnel. And they stop, not 15 feet, to the southern pass.
Well, it looks like to the south is spider-free,
Well,
relatively
probably not
speaking.
free, but relatively speaking. Alright then. Just go slow. Who knows if they'll pop out of the walls?
Alright, at this point, I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
Ooh, let go.
Do I have bear perception? Nope, I'm gonna have to
Hey
roll that
everybody,
one too.
welcome to the chat. We're just starting to get rolling in our adventure through the Barrow Depths.
Oh, not 20.
Very
Not me.
nice!
Not
As
me.
Tagrik
Actually,
proceeds to finger guns, as Tagrik proceeds to try to find the one who tried to assassinate his father. With the natural 20 off in the distance behind you, you'll hear a low whimper of an injured animal.
I want to save that.
behind us. So I look over my shoulder and gesture for the group to do the same.
As you look behind you, laying on the side of the tunnel you had just came from, limping towards you, is what appears to be a wolf with an injured foreleg.
Detect magic.
Alright, as you cast your spell, the wolf glimmers with a small aura of magic.
What is it, Kilroy?
Can I do a knowledge nature check, or is it
Well, what would you be
magical
trying to
for...
ascertain with that knowledge nature check?
If it's glimmering, I guess I'm gonna do knowledge arcana to see why the wolf is glimmering.
You can, of course, try that. Go ahead.
Oh, how do I delete that? press delete. There we go.
All
31.
right. With your 31, you will realize that there are a multitude of reasons why this wolf could be glowing with arcana. He could be enchanted with a spell or a curse. He could have on his person or may have eaten some sort of magical item. Or the wolf himself could be a spellcaster in disguise. There are any multitude of reasons why this wolf could be showing off a magical aura, or it may not be a wolf at all.
I cast detect thoughts to see its surface thoughts.
You are unable to determine its surface thoughts.
All right, somebody want to step in front of me?
Gerard holds up my ring of water towards the injured wolf.
When you hold up your ring of water towards the wolf, the one given to you by the nymph within these depths as a sign of friendship and peace, it bows, takes like a wolf bow, kind of before you, limping on its foreleg.
Oh,
Cure light
okay.
wounds.
Hold on. I'm gonna hit it with beams of light.
Okay, so both of you in turn, first Gerard and then Kilroy, describe your spells.
Again, I'm gonna hold up my fingers like I'm shooting a finger gun, and I'm gonna shoot out pink rays so that when they hit his body, turn green and
Okay.
dissolve into him.
As he'll stand up more straight. Gerard, what do you do?
I go to use my cure light wounds, and I hold my hand above his head, and it's just a bright flash of light, and then it's gone.
At this point, he stands up fully. He's a beautiful wolf with a grayish blue tint to his coat, looking out at you with amber eyes, beaming with intelligence. All right. And he'll kind of step forward underneath your hand and look up at you for a moment and whimper.
I don't speak wolf. As I turn to the rest of the group.
Neither do I.
So, as this is a question to the DM, does comprehend languages work on animals?
It does not. At this point, he'll kind of nuzzle his hand, Gerard, under his head underneath your hand, waiting kind of, inside of there.
Apologize, I don't have any food. I don't have anything to give you. Unless you're
Put your hand on his head.
trail rations.
He'll lick
Put
you.
your hand on his head.
What do you do?
I mean, yeah, I'll give him a bet if he sticks his hand in there.
All right. As you pet him, he'll kind of as he kind of steps forward in front of you, moving towards the center of the pathway and looks south.
Surest sign as I've ever seen.
That's correct, I'll agree.
Although he was injured, so don't let your guard down. Gerard, bring up the rear.
Absolutely.
Well, if he came from behind us, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I put him back there. I'm not trying to get chipped in the spine. Again.
And go ahead. As you guys proceed further and further down the southern hallway, eventually you come to another crossing. As you guys will proceed down, go ahead and move your characters. I'll move the wolf. As you come to this crossing, roll me a perception check. All of you.
Let go.
The bear got a 24.
Bruh.
Nat 20.
The bear that we're referring to, by the way, is the icon on the screen that is denotated by the hood. That is Kilroy's incarnate, or his companion, as he is a conjurer. He is allowed to cast spells through it, and it serves him faithfully. Alright, as we're going through these perception checks, you guys will hear, off in the distance to the eastern path, what appears to be, it's almost like a gurgling, almost as if water or something's running through the ground. You'll also hear the faint sounds of footsteps to the east, but as you look to the south, you see nothing but a large stone door aligned with dwarfish runes. And you hear nothing
Uh,
from the other side.
I take a look at the compass that the druid gave us.
The compass. The compass points directly south.
Towards that stone door.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna feel along the edges, see if there's any wind passing through or if it's truly sealed.
Okay. As you walk up to the door, and you'll get a bit closer, roll me a perception check to determine what's going on there.
Alright, stone cunning work on this?
Yes, you may take your stone cunning bonus.
Alright. So it's 4 higher than whatever this is, so 28.
28. As you feel against the door, looking at it, you'll realize for a moment that there is, on the other side, wind coming through it. A lot of wind, almost as if it was a large cavern. But as you look down at the ground, you'll realize the dust at the bottom of the door has been recently disturbed. No more than an hour or two.
Alright, so I feel along the interior of the door here. Is it a handle or lock?
There is a handle on the center as it pulls out this large 10-foot stone door.
Yeah, this is gonna go swimmingly. And I'll step through.
Alright. As you open the door, you open it to a large chamber. Lava runs through the chamber as there's a bridge that runs over it, spanning the chasm. As your companions walk behind you, you stumble into the room. And on the other side, you see there's a large force arrayed against you. Dwarves stand side by side at the end of the bridge in a shield wall formation. Archers stand beside them, as towering behind them is a large dragonborn. Red scales fleck his armor as he stands proud. He'll pull out his weapon, lightning skimming across the curved blade as he turns and says, "Surrender now, and we will spare your lives."
You house a
Well-
traitor. You know of who I speak. You'll get no surrender from me until I see his face.
And does he speak for the rest of you? Will you all choose to die here? We have you at least 2-1.
You know, I haven't known Tagrik very long, but I stand by him. He's been there for me.
I don't know why else I would be 2 stories underground.
Cheesy, can we just fight these guys already? I'm bored.
All I see standing before us is fear and dead men.
Then, let it be combat. Archers, fire! Roll initiative.
Shield wall.
Jeez, here we go, boys.
The-
Solid hit. Ah, there we go. That's what I like to see.
Oh, I'm going
Ooh.
first.
Ooh.
I'm going first by far.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much for the shield wall, you little.
Yo, there is a
You told me to bring up the
a
bag.
spell I'm glad I took just for this reason.
Oh, is it wind wall?
No, it's called Entropic Shield.
Ooh.
It's a 20% chance to miss for arrows.
All right, Alistair, what is
Excited.
your initiative?
I
Minus
got
25.
Alistair.
Minus 25.
No, what is your initiative? And it's not minus 25.
He's saying his is
Mine.
25.
Is 25.
Okay, Gerard.
4.
Negative
Ooh.
25.
Kilroy.
I don't get to go.
I got a 5 and the bear got a 15.
Okay.
Everybody
Tagrik.
also remember we
Critical
still have
success and a 22.
Oh boy.
mage armor.
That's incredibly valuable.
Oh, never mind, we slept.
We only got 4 hours though.
I mean, it's a 6-hour spell.
Well,
Understandable.
All right.
Well,
As we
I fucked
begin,
up.
Tagrik, with your critical roll, you are allowed a surprise round. As you see the enemy arrayed against you, they stand side by side in their shield wall in front, archers in the back, and duelists behind them. What do you do?
Counting distance.
it's now
pretty
within
far.
your range.
That's pretty far. That's unfortunate. Going to step in front of Alistair
You
and hold my shield up, leaving a gap to my right here. And I'm going to cast, let's see, Shadow Strike as a beam at this far left dwarf here. As a small purple-black flame bursts from my hand and hopefully enters his chest. If I can pass a touch attack. Alright, so does a 19 hit his touch AC?
A 19 does hit his touch AC as he bursts into flame, screaming. Roll your damage.
Alright. There we go. Oh god bless. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
/R. Space.
I did.
There was
I
no
thought.
space.
Whoops. There we go. Third time's
All
the charm.
right. As he is emblazoned in flame, as you do 22 points of damage to him, as he falls to the ground for a moment before standing back up and looking at you with a look of hatred. As we are now at the top of round 1, and Alistair, you get to go first.
all right. Well, I will be using my Wolfang technique.
All right, describe it.
All right. So I take a stance and basically use my techniques to become more agile and catch my opponents off guard. So any enemies within my range will be considered flat-footed.
All right. You crouch into a low stance, preparing to do what?
So these first two, actually technically all four, no, I just think these first two are within my range of movement.
Yep.
So this is my measurement. Come on. I will be moving right here.
All right. As you run up to them in a massive charge, running and screaming, you lay an attack?
Yep, I will be using Savage Blow.
All right.
To add an extra 5d6 damage. Let's roll for an attack. 19 for this one.
To hit the same one that he hit, you'll run up, raising your axe, trying to land a massive blow as he just deflects it with his shield and grins at you, his face still burnt from Tagrik's flame.
Alright, as my axe bounces off of him, I will recover and then do a backhand attack with my axe.
Okay.
Let's see if that hits.
Wait, that missed him while he was flat-footed?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
And you have to take off 5 for that, so.
That is a miss as well. As Tagrik, it is your turn. As Alistair charges once again. as I might add, into the fray.
Absolute idiot. And I'm going to... Okay, I can get to him. Double move and take up his flank here.
Alright. You'll double move and take up his flank. You will be able to attack on that double move as you charge headlong into the throes of the enemy.
Vital strike on the one on the left that I blasted previously. Assuming I can hit. Please, Jesus.
Thanks for the follows, by the way, guys. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Does a 29 hit this shield dwarf on the left?
A 29 does hit him as you run in with your hammer in your hand, slamming into his armor.
Right.
Yeesh.
Doing 39 points of damage.
Yeesh.
About time.
Describe that that Shadow Strike melee attack, by the way, for those that are watching.
Purple flame coats the edge of the weapon, writhing almost as if it's alive, and unerringly aimed towards enemy vital points, hearts, necks, liver, brain, eyes, as the blade crashes into armor.
As you slash into him as he almost falls back, taking a 5-foot step back away, as you open up a hole in their shield wall for someone else to exploit. As we come around to their turn, the wolf begins to bound forward past you, claws and fangs bared as it runs straight into the front line, jumping for the throat of one of the dwarves. As he reaches up, pulling him to the ground with a grapple, as the wolf has now grappled the dwarf on the far left of the line to the ground. At this point, the Dragonborn sneers in derision. He goes, "That's enough of that! Launch those damn arrows, I said!" As he sits back and begins to cast spells on his body. Kilroy, it is your bear's turn.
How much movement you got, homie? All right. My bear makes it up there, and then he begins to summon an ape in front of him.
An ape. All right, describe this summoning spell.
My bear holds his hands straight out in front of her. I guess they're technically pincers. His pincer straight out in front of him, wiggling the little pincer fingers, and a portal begins to pop out. And as the time goes on and the creature comes out, he becomes physically able to claw his way out of the portal.
All right. As they'll come around, as you've pushed back the line, they begin to rally underneath their commander's cries as they go, "Forward! Hold the line!" As the dwarves begin to rush back into place, another one is going to try to aid his companion in pushing off the wolf. And they will succeed as they push off the wolf, reforming their melee line. As this other one strings forward. As Tagrik and Alistair, Tagrik, you will take 1 attack, and Alistair, you will take 2
Oh my God.
from the melee dwarves as they bang their warhammers against their shields. A 20 for the attack against you, Tagrik, is a miss.
Indeed.
A 16 against you, Alistair, is a miss.
Quite so.
How is a 21?
Ooh. I take the damage.
All right, as they smash it into your shoulder, hitting you for 11 points of damage. Aye, shield wall! That was just for you, pagan. As though the archers will bend their bows and loose a flurry of arrows into your back line. Kilroy, you will take 3. Gerard, you will take 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Does a 27 hit you, Gerard?
Does.
All right, a 15 does not, and neither does that 12, as you will take 11 points of damage. Kilroy, 18?
Shield.
21.
No.
Critical,
Yes.
as you will take... Oh, you will take 8 points of damage with the run. The 1 on the roll for the critical damage.
Shield ally. The bear's taking 4.
All right, as they'll take that damage, as a few of the humans in the back row wielding daggers begin to try to climb forward. As this one is going to try to jump over his allies. Tagrik, you may roll an attack against his acrobatics roll.
I most certainly will.
You hear me shout from the back lines, knock him in the lava!
Would this count as a bull rush attempt? He's trying to get around me?
He's
Over
trying
me?
to flip over you.
Hmm.
Ah,
Well.
but you are short, and he takes you by surprise as he gets behind you, moving 10 feet forward. As the other one will try to do the same, but Alistair is not close enough to take a bull rush, to take an attack of opportunity, as he will slide on by.
Hmm.
Kilroy, it is your turn.
So I'm going to cast Mage Armor on Gerard.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. So, would you say there are flames coming off of the lava?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
I would
Oh, no.
say in
Oh,
some
dear God.
places there are of course flares.
All right. I just scream the word eyes.
I snap him shut.
All right, and then so you see this spot. Oh fuck! I don't know. Can you see this spot right here?
Yes, I can.
Pyrotechnic.
All right, so just so you're aware, this should describe this bridge sits about 20 feet up off of the lava, so only it won't explode up over, but you will be able to hit that dwarf, probably all 3 of those dwarfs there in the corner, if that's what you're going for.
Yep.
All right, as I will give them reflex saves for this.
22.
Is the DC, all right? As one deftly dives out of the way, moving back against the foes, but 2 of them get splattered as they scream in pain. For that, I will let you roll 5d6.
Yeesh.
Woo!
As they get splattered with lava, screaming.
18.
All right. As they fall to the ground, and they will be, we will say, incapacitated for this turn. All right. As we come around to our next, it is Gerard to end the initiative order.
I'm gonna double move to try to get to the line.
As our big, heavy paladin lumbers forward towards the enemy. Remember, some have gotten towards the back line, though, as they are trying to rush at Kilroy.
Yes.
As you hear
Yes.
from the Dragonborn, kill the fucking mage!
Gotta get through me first.
Okay. Oh, he's all the way
Right.
back there.
As you move forward, you could actually probably charge at this one if you wanted to.
Nope, I don't want to charge because if either of them move through this threat range here, as I have a 10-foot weapon,
Ah,
they take attacks of op.
big brain move. I congratulate you. As we'll come around to the top of the second round, and Alistair, it is your turn as foes have gotten past you, but you have also broken the Dwarven defensive line. What do you do?
All right, I'm gonna look over at Tagrik and the wolf, and I see that they're doing just fine. But I see an opportunity to hopefully thin the lines. So I will. Boop. Boop. Right here.
As you're going to rush against the 2 who are in the throes of pain on the ground, holding back their wounds. You may attack them and you will take automatic advantage.
I like that. Da-da-da. So we are going to attack this one right here,
Do it.
and we are going to use Savage Blow.
All right. Describe your mighty blow.
Hang on. Hopefully it hits.
The second one will hit. Describe your attack.
Alright, let's roll damage first, and then I will get to it.
Welcome everybody to the channel. We're in the middle of the Barrow Depths as our company fights along this /R. As our company fights along this epic bridge over the lava, as they're trying to take out the man who attempted to kill their companion Tagrik's father.
So I will do 47 points of damage as I move up and take the axe right over my head and cleave it down right on him as he's writhing in pain from the
As he
lava.
writhes in pain, as you climb straight through his skull, as he splits in half, as his companion next to him just screams and begins to back away from you, take an attack of opportunity.
Will I be able to use cleave as well?
Yeah, you can use cleave, that's fine.
Okay. And attack.
Crit.
One more, since I got advantage. No, it's not. Okay.
Oh yeah, use a great axe.
Yeah.
Alright, you will hit on the... Those are both at your highest, so you will hit on both. Roll your damage.
27.
Alright, as you slice through, coming through the first one, as the second one flees away from you, as you just stick the base of your weapon through his skull, as that one is defeated as well.
There we go. As that happens, I'm going to roar.
Give me a roar.
I'm going to roar out, and then I'm going to look at the Dragonborn and yell out, "I'm coming for you."
Yeah, right, little kitty. Tagrik, it is your turn as Alistair has broken.
They never learn!
That has broken the right of their flank.
Alright. Don't say I didn't warn you then. As I cast Timoroth's Hunger, as black pillars of flame begin to erupt underneath the feet of my foes within a 20-foot radius. So let's see. Radius checker. All of them.
Yep.
Leaving Alistair
And the
miraculously
people
untouched.
behind you.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the
Leaving
ones behind you.
Gerard.
I know what my positioning was.
All right.
And
Describe
DC.
Timoroth's Hunger.
I did.
Oh, I missed it. All right.
Roll a DC for me, or roll against the DC.
I'm just gonna get. Let's
14
do
times
it.
apparently.
Let's do it in 3 different groups. One will fail. One will fail. As the humans behind you will succeed, the rest will fail.
Alright, so let's see this. As all of them take 17 damage. I know, it's difficult to edit that many health bars at once.
Well, I can't hit them all without hitting you guys as well.
Ah, fair.
All right. As we come around, next up is the wolf, who after getting thrown off of the dwarf, will turn around and charge at the ones that had passed by, going and jumping onto his back, raking his claws through the back of the human, dealing 21 points of damage. As the Dragonborn just laughs. Is that all you've got? As he reach out his arm, touching himself as he begins to double in size. As his blade drips with blood, he charges at Alistair. His sword, his curved blade, crackles with lightning as he goes to hit you.
Big yikes.
That's gonna hurt.
Does
Real bad.
a 29 hit you?
Yeah, barely. Yeet.
You will take 37 points of damage. As he just slices it into your leg and then pulls it out with a grim sneer. I can do this all day. As Kilroy, it is your bear's turn.
So the ape is in front of him. Do you want me to like draw a square for the ape or whatever?
It's fine. Here is... Just a second. Just use that token.
Okay. So I'm gonna have the bear attempt to grapple the guy right next to him,
Okay.
which would be R. $20.
For 20. Alright, as you'll strike into him. Oh, you're going to grapple. Let's see. As you go to grab him, he simply pushes off of you, rolling forward as he avoids the grapple.
Do I get an attack of op with the bear?
No, because you failed the grapple.
The ape failed the grapple.
Yeah, that's just him avoiding the grapple.
Summoners.
No.
Okay.
You have to...
Okay, so well then I guess my bear is gonna
do it.
take a turn to grapple.
Alright, and this time you will succeed as the
31.
bear pulls him to the ground.
Oh, I'm holding him over the ledge.
Okay. Rude. Alright. As the dwarves begin to surge forward, trying to surround Tagrik.
That's using your...
Sure. Feed me a little more, why don't you?
Okay. As you will take 3 attacks from the dwarves, Tagrik.
Alright.
23.
Nope.
Miss. And as one of the humans tries to sneak his dagger into your ribs. A 22 against your flat-footed?
Actually, I don't think so. Sorry about that, Lee. With mage armor on, no.
Alright. As this one is going to try to shiv you in the back, Alistair. 17
right.
with 17 with advantage.
With advantage?
Yeah, I had advantage because he's flanking you. So does a 17 hit your AC?
No.
Alright. As I'm going to... the human that your bear has grappled is going to try to escape. As he will successfully escape on the critical fail. Running
Hard nah.
towards Kilroy. As the last one is going to try to shiv the wolf. And he will miss. As Gerard, you will take 3 arrows, and Kilroy, so will you. 15 hit you, Kilroy?
No, it does not.
How about a 22
Yes.
for 11 points of damage?
Yep.
And then 23
I'm gonna
hit.
split it between my bear shield ally.
Do it. 27 hit you, Gerard.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was me. My bad.
Gerard.
No.
All right.
No.
But a 28.
Nope.
All right. Because they will all miss
Jesus.
you, you buffing fucks. All right. As Kilroy, it is your turn.
So I fly 20 feet in the air, so this guy can't hit me.
Okay, so you fly. You cast fly on yourself and go 20 feet straight up.
No, I still have the bear wings because the bear has the turtle shell, remember?
He's got the
Okay.
wings.
I fly 20
Incarnate.
feet straight up in the air, and I guiding bolt that guy.
Do
Range
it.
touch attack.
That should be it.
A 23 will hit his AC.
All right.
Your boy Alistair's doing great.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm
He's too far
basically
away
going
for
one
me to
last
hit
shot.
him with beams of light, unfortunately. He takes 14 damage.
As he just kind of sneers at you. That won't protect you forever.
Long enough. Come and get me.
Gerard, it's your turn.
Hey, did that guy pass through my threat range?
Yeah.
He did, but I let him pass because the bear crit failed.
Okay. Then I will use Aura of Resolve. That will only hit me,
And
Tagrik, and the wolf. Yeah.
All right, describe your aura of resolve for the audience.
Okay. Well, I suppose that a white light would grow underneath my feet and consecrate the ground around me, and it only hits up to 3 allies. So as light grows right underneath me, it also grows right under the wolf and under Tagrik, the two that are within my range, other than me.
All right, as they feel reinforced by your divine magic.
And slightly itchy,
And
for the record.
as I'll do that, I'll be like, I hope that helps as I inspire comrades, giving them a +2 to attack and damage rolls. Or +1, yeah.
All right, inspire them.
That was my inspiration. My
Did. Hope that
inspiration
helps.
was the Aura of Resolve that I just
Hope it
cast.
helps.
That better inspire them as much as it can.
Alistair, it is your
Tell-
turn. As you are
My
hopelessly
turn, you said?
surrounded. Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna have fun with this because I've got like one shot at this. Since I'm still in wolfing technique, he is technically flat-footed. I will be using
Mm-hmm.
both a vital strike and savage blow, which will give me an extra 8d6 damage if I hit. So let's do that. Attack. Let's go.
All right. As you go to hit into him, he holds up his hand as a green light emanates from it as he casts shield and blocks your attack.
Gross. Hey, did you get that +1 from,
Yeah, do I get a +1?
oh, man.
25.
The +1, 25. That's still a miss, my son.
All right. Well.
You still have your movement action, though.
Yes, Alistair sees that he is whelmed. Not overwhelmed, just whelmed and needs to regroup.
Just whelmed.
So what do you do? Yes, we like our anime power hours, Pagan.
I need to dip out. That's what I need to do. I need to recover.
All right. So, what
You
do
gonna risk an attack
I
of
need to move back. All right, go ahead and take it.
So, You're gonna run away and take 2 attacks of op
2? Where?
from the human standing behind
He
you and the
can't see it.
dragonborn.
It's behind him.
Yeah,
He's to your left.
he's to your left.
Get him now. The Dragonborn gets it too?
Yeah. Were you
Do a
gonna
fancy flip out of the way.
Either way, I mean, like, honestly, I gotta stay there because 2 attacks is better than 4 attacks.
I'm trying my best to get to you.
So I do
okay?
get 1 more attack since I cannot move.
Okay.
And this one's gonna be -6 on this, or -5 on that. Doesn't matter.
Critical 20. As you go,
And it's 3x, so it's ×3.
slicing into the dragonborn's leg. As he screams at you, "You'll die for that, cat!"
All right, so let's see. 18 × 3, 36. It's 40.
54.
54. Probably, but I left a mark.
As he just is gushing blood out of his leg, as he just pulls his hand on the wound to try to staunch the bleeding, as he just stares at you. Tagrik, it is your turn, as you see your friend trying desperately to fight his way out, covered in wounds.
Oh God, please let him fail his DC. Alright, so I'm gonna start with Infernal Lure. The cantrip, as a tendril of dark energy rips out of my arm and tries to pull him towards me.
That's a will save, correct? What's your standard DC?
Let's see. Well, it's the standard DC, man.
Yeah.
It should be 17.
Alright. So he just kind of
Actually, it's 18 now.
turns to you and stares out as he just takes a step forward.
Takes a step forward into where I'm pulling him
You
from.
pull him 10 feet.
Yep.
As he takes a step forward and tries to resist before he's pulled another step forward. And another step forward as he smashes into the back of his dwarves, pushing them out of the way.
And I'm going to... Okay, good. He pushed him out of the way. I was going to say, I'm going to have to step forward otherwise.
Alistair, as he gets pulled past you, you may take an attack of opportunity on him. As he's pulled forcefully by the infernal lure.
Cantrip coming in clutch.
Can't believe you did
Me either. Oh,
18.
God.
that. Oz, we will roll on the crit fumble table.
It's not a crit fumble. He only has a +11. He rolled a 7.
Is that
Yeah, I rolled a 7, my dude.
Yes, 7.
7, my dude. It looks like a 1, but it is a 7.
It was a 1 on the
Not crit
dice. All
I was
right.
like confused. I was like, who did bad?
So that was your cantrip, and you still have a standard and a move.
I do indeed. So I am going to go ahead and use Timorous Hunger again. So give me that standard DC 18 Fortitude.
All right, the Dragonborn will pass with ease,
Yeah, well, he's still taking the damage. I just don't heal from it.
as will the dwarfs. But the human behind you will fail.
Alright, well, I didn't need to heal anyway. I'm really here for damage. Okay, well, I mean, could have been better.
As
Could
the
have been
human
worse.
behind you drops within the jaws of the wolf.
The important part is I pulled him to me, so he will have to get attack of opt if he wants to get to you again.
Distractions.
Now I need you to kill the archers. You're the fastest, and dialogue is free. So go kill the archers, the defenseless archers.
As the wolf will charge forward, growling as he jumps onto the back of the dwarf to your right, pulling him down and tearing out his throat.
Ew.
Oh, you
Wow.
deleted the wolf.
Yeah, it's fine.
The wolf. Yeah, this thing.
As the Dragonborn just looks out at you. You guys aren't as bad as I thought. But
Just
it's
wait,
alright.
we get better.
As he holds out his blade, as it once again begins to crackle with lightning, as he holds out his other hand, putting additional lightning on his blade, as he coats it twice, and goes to
I'm gonna
attack
spit in his eye.
you. advantage.
I go out fighting.
Does a 32 hit you?
Jesus.
Shield. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, not that great, huh, GM?
As he would have hit you for 15d6.
Jesus.
Shield. No, it doesn't. Thank God.
Barry the Bear, it is your turn.
So the bear is going to cast beams of light on Alistair,
Oh my
Gerard,
god.
and me.
Thank you.
We all take 11 health.
Except for Tagrik, who takes half that, because he's a corrupted fuck.
I
Yeah,
didn't hit
well,
Tagrik with it.
can't win them all.
I didn't hit Tagrik with it.
Alright.
You won the 15d6 die.
And then the ape is going to run up here and attempt to hit that guy. Let me look at the ape stats. Okay, so it is 1.
Boop. He is
Probably
within my 10-foot range, so he is technically flat-footed.
It does not matter, as he will miss.
I tried.
Give me 1 second. Let's see what else I can do with the bear.
Go bear.
I'm going to cast flare straight at the dragonborn's face.
Okay. So describe your spell.
Blind him.
Get him! As soon as it hits his face, pyrotechnics it.
It is a 22 DC.
Fortitude or will save.
Fortitude.
Alright. But describe your spell.
The bear holds out his palm, or I guess his pincer palm, and clasps his other pincer around his palm to make like a hand cannon. And a forceful fire burst comes out of his hand and flies straight at the dragonborn's face.
Fair enough. As he'll shield his face from the light, as he resists it. Damnable mages! Come here and fight me like a man, or a gnome, I guess.
You're using magic too, man.
Yes, but I fight in the front, like a true
That's what I have.
warrior.
Then why were you hiding to buff yourself?
'Cause I'm fucking not stupid. As we go over to our warriors, as the human that you had avoided by flying up in the air just kind of sneers at you as he pulls an additional dagger out of his jacket and throws 2 of them at you, as you were still within 30 feet. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
And does a... Well, 22 hits you.
Yes, it does.
Let's see, this is going to be... on the first one, you will take 12 points of damage.
Shield ally. I take
On
6.
The second one, oof. On the second one, you will take 18.
I should have shielded that one.
As after he throws them at you, he will run directly beneath you in a crouch, ready as he grabs 2 more. Over here, a human will sidestep over, and this one will sidestep over. As from either side, they go to shiv your ape with their daggers.
Alright.
21 and 25.
Yes, both hit.
And then on the other one, 18 and 21.
Yep, both hit.
Alright, as on the first blow, we're taking 11. On the second one, we're taking 10. On the
Okay.
third one, we're taking 20 flat. And the last one, we're taking 17.
Yeah, he dead.
As the ape falls into a pile of dust. He goes back to the realm from whence he came. Finally, we come over to the dwarves, as one of them looks around and goes, "Aye, fuck this, laddie! I'm not dying for these bastards!" As he goes to run away.
I'ma whack him.
Do a good old-fashioned bunk.
I'm gonna give him a good old-fashioned bonk. That's right. Maybe. I've been rolling bad. It's one hot. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Hit me with that crit
no.
fumble table.
You do have, the party does have 4 points of inspiration to use.
Yeah, probably the best
Yo.
way to use it.
I asked for one earlier and I got told no.
Who said no?
I don't remember you saying
I-
anything
We
about.
I didn't get told no. We immediately moved on.
Oh, I didn't hear you. That's my bad.
I mean, I'll take it, but I'm also okay with taking the crit.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
then,
let's
No,
go
you
ahead.
can take it. It's fine.
All right. Awesome. 22 total.
22 total to hit the fleeing dwarf who is flat-footed. You'll hit him.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see what I got here. 17.
All right.
Rolled good.
As he kind of stumbles for a moment before continuing on. The other one has no fear though, and he goes, "Oh, you'll die for that, laddie!" But he'll miss. As these 3 archers gather up in the corner and take one knee as they all 3 launch an arrow at you, Alistair.
Nice.
17?
Nope.
Critical?
Out there.
And a critical.
Oh, really, doer?
14 points of damage.
Yep.
And 14 points of damage.
GG, boys.
You true dead yet?
Oh no.
Yo, true dead.
True dead
Negative.
or
You negative your
down.
con?
No, true dead.
How?
Dead.
you are
dead.
negative your con?
Yes.
You have 22 HP.
Let me double check.
You should be negative too.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Real death.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, 28.
Ugh.
Math, man.
Or-
Ooh.
22 HP. You
Yeah.
should be
We
negative 6.
apologize for this. Alistair's not
negative
the best at math.
All right, so yeah, I'm pretty close.
Yeah, so
Negative
Dramatic
6.
suspense.
you're negative 6. That's why you should track your HP on your actual character.
That's what I'm doing if you actually look at it. But yeah,
Dramatic
good try.
suspense.
As Alistair falls to the ground, unconscious, littered with arrows, as you'll take another level of exhaustion.
That'd be my first one.
Oh, hey, fair. You guys slept.
Yeah.
That's
as
right.
Kilroy's going to take 3 arrows again.
Yeet.
28.
Yep.
Miss on the 10. 11. And miss on the 13. As you will take 10 points of damage.
Shield ally. Bear's taking 5.
Kilroy, it is your turn as you've been peppered quite a lot this round.
Ooh, I didn't mean to put 2. There we go. Alright, so everybody that got hit with the beams of light, Gerard, Alistair, and me, are taking 8 health.
Stay
Alright.
down, you idiot.
Nope.
So I fly 20 feet higher in the air. So now I'm 40 feet in the air. And I'm gonna hit this dude with guiding bolt.
Do it. Are you
9.
though?
Probably not.
Are you though?
Probably not.
No.
Are you really?
But now I am 40 feet in the air.
Gerard, it's your turn.
Well, I'll finally fill in this hole, I suppose. And I will plant my shield.
Okay. As you plant your shield, forming a defensive barrier between the wolf and Tagrik. As we come around to the top of the next round, Alistair, as you are up with 2 points of HP, although you are currently prone, as you stand below a human wielding daggers who has his back turned to you.
So as his back's turned to me, he's not going to see me stand up, correct?
That would be correct.
Alright, I'm standing up.
That's your move action.
Yep. I'm give him a good old-fashioned bangaroo with the axe. Let's see here. Dude.
Oh!
Nice.
Very nice.
Go ahead.
Describe your critical hit.
I'm going to go ahead and take my axe for 60 points of damage. As I stand up with it to support, as I'm standing up, I'm going to do an upward attack and cut from the pelvic area up.
All right, as you just
Ooh.
slice him through, as he just starts bleeding out of his spine as he falls to his knees and over. You are not within. You are within range to cleave. You have a 10-foot range on your weapon, correct?
Yep.
You may cleave on the Dragonborn.
I'm going to do it.
Oh. Highest base attack bonus, I believe in you.
Yeah. Should I use Vital Strike or Savage Blow? Can I use that with a cleave?
Can you
Is that
use
James'
Savage Blow? No,
discretion?
no. You have to just attack on cleave. You just have to attack regular.
Sounds good. It's technically flat-footed. 21. From behind.
21.
Can I get advantage?
Sure. No, I'm not giving you advantage on a cleave attack. That's a nice miss, though. You still have your second attack, however.
I
It's
do.
a 22 because Gerard gave you
Oh, it
+1
is
to
a 22.
attack.
That is still a
Yes.
miss as you whiff horribly.
That is also a
Horribly.
whiff. That is also a terrible whiff.
It is. As Tagrik, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and Shadow Strike, Vital Strike on the Dragonborn sitting in front of me. Let's see if I can hit him first. Good googly moogly.
Yeah, go ahead and just take another one. What do we think, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So does a 29 hit?
Just let me remove your second initiative this time. Your second inspiration. As you come forward with your 29, barely 28, barely. That's a 29
Mm-hmm.
with Gerard's buff, which is the difference between a hit and a miss. As you strike him.
All right. So let's put in that big damage.
That's absolutely insane.
All right. So 55 damage on that. And then I'm going to come down with my second swing with Vital Strike. I don't think I can hit without critting, but I'm going to do my very best. It's a 21.
As you miss, but he falls to his knees. This noise new.
Mike,
Somebody would best me. I didn't think it would be you, random fucks. Make it a quick one.
where's your boss? And I will.
You can't take him, but sure. He's in the halls beyond. In the training area. Enjoy that. Now do it.
Separate head from shoulders.
As you
One
just-
large swing of the axe.
As you cleave his head off of his shoulders as he crumples to the ground.
And I kick it over towards the three archers in the corner.
All right. Rolling at me in intimidation.
Alrighty. Finally, my greatest skill. After all these years.
Bruh.
I crit failed. It's fine.
Okay, as they all go, did you see him? He killed Sean! Killed that son of a bitch!
Oh, well, at least now I can
Mission accomplished. They're not going to shoot you to death, Alistair.
As
Mission accomplished.
the bear tries to attack this one,
Yeah.
but he will miss. Is now he's dead. So we'll mark him dead. As it is Barry the Bear's turn, as all of them have called out Tagrik. They're calling for
I'm
his
about to
head.
say. I hope.
Do it.
So the bear is going to move in front of Alistair or not Alistair, Tagrik, and stand around or turn around so his shield is blocking the arrows, or his shell is blocking the arrows.
Okay.
Big brain move.
And then he is also going to cast beams of light on Alistair, and then me and the wolf.
Okay, so if he's turned around, he won't be able to see Alistair.
Okay, yeah, then. Well,
Well, they're not focused on me, so I think I'll be all right for at least one round.
that was the. Give me a second. Let me see what else I can do.
Okay.
I'm going to. Cast Divine Wrath. Should be an AoE reflex or will save.
Okay. And what's the AoE on it?
It is 20 feet, and I'm aiming over here.
Okay. And what was the spell again?
It's called Divine Wrath. I'm basically summoning a storm cloud over the enemies, and it's raining down lightning bolts on them.
Ooh, savage. One of them will crit and will avoid all damage. The other two will fail.
All right. /or. Yep, 10 damage.
For 10 points of damage, as these archers are hit for the first time this combat. Alright. As it is their turn, as these archers will move up here, lining up in a formation, but attempting to hit Tagrik from the sides. This one flees beyond the door, moving beyond sight or sound. Opening that door, however, as this one will attempt to roll behind him, make an athletics check. He'll be good. And so will this one as well with his crit fail. As Tagrik, you will now take 6 arrow shots.
Please
One
do.
stabbing from a dagger. One stabbing from a dwarf. As
And a
all of them
partridge.
focus you. And a partridge in a pear tree. That is right.
Thank you. Okay.
27?
No.
So on the arrows, you'll only take the one critical. The rest of them miss. Your
Alright.
dwarf will miss. The human will hit you for his first attack on the critical. The second one he will miss. So you will take 2 criticals. Those are the only ones that hit.
Okay.
One on the bow, which is 29 points of damage.
Okay.
And then on the stabbing, 15 points of damage.
He down.
No.
He low, not down.
I'm definitely low. But I'll be alright.
As all of them just goes, they just stare at you as you've just been peppered with arrows from either side, taking blows from dwarves, and even stabbed in the back. And as the human pulls his blade out with your blood on it, you hear the dwarf go, "Fuck."
You hear the dwarf go. As I kind of look at him. You've got that right.
Gilroy, you're up. As the one below you, I forgot, the one below you tries to stab you, but he fucking misses. You're healing, by the way.
So,
Yep.
yeah, Alistair Gerard and me take 13 HP.
All right.
I'm glad you have realized the futility of healing the
you.
Death Knight.
I'm just gonna attempt to cast Guiding Bolt on the guy under me again. Oh, it's not getting anywhere. I fly another 20 feet in the air. I am now 60 feet in the air.
All right, as you fly up to 60 feet up in the air.
Tall is this
As
chamber.
Gerard, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I suppose I will move up towards Alistair and give him a potion so he can help out in this fight. I'm going to have to use a big one. Apologize.
All right. So
You can have the... Here, I'll toss it down. Okay.
No, he's still up. You can just hand it to him and he can drink it.
Yeah, I'm up.
All right. Yeah, that's a 3d6 plus 2 con. So
I'm drinking after we're done with this fight.
He's like,
Drink
I
it.
don't need to heal. I'll be fine.
as soon as you can.
As soon as we're done with this fight.
On that note, Alistair, it's
No.
your turn.
So,
No.
looking at the archers, they ticked me off.
All right, what do you do, Alistair? As Gerard spent his whole turn trying to heal you.
Yes! It's the last time I do that. I'm pretty sure I've said this like 7 times.
Oh, at least. At the minimum, Gerard.
Oh, man. How much do I have? I have 16. So let's see here. I am going to use... Ooh, Swirling Blow. Or...
How about a potion?
You could use a potion, that's true. He's right.
Steel Wind, give me an additional attack.
Why did I even give him the potion?
First attack this one.
As
On
he
the
just
far right.
ignores you. You don't respond to any of their comments, Alistair?
I literally talked. I said I would get it after the fight. I don't know what else they want to think about right now. I will get it after the fight.
That's Alistair.
I'm done. I'm done like your mother. Do what you want.
That's Alistair. Amazes me he's lived this long.
All right, a 25 will hit.
I know.
You're like, I know.
Give me 1 sec. Let me do damage on that. 17. Wow. Damage to this one. The one on the far right.
All right, so you hit the one on the far right for 17 damage. Okay. And you still have a second attack?
Yeah.
You actually have 2 more
Technically,
attacks.
since I've been using Steel Wind, I will have 2 more attacks. So, my Steel Wind attack now. Oh, wait, no, not that.
That's fine. We'll use that as a damage when you hit. As you slay that one, and you may now cleave before your third attack.
Cool. Cleave.
As that is also a hit.
And, 2 hand damage. 18. And then my final attack. Come on, give me something. Oh.
$31 for 18
Oh,
points of damage.
GG Archer for 52 points of damage. Well, it was a nat 20.
Yeah, as you fell another one. As you just come
Yeah.
through, slicing through with your axe, cutting down 2 of the arches. And
I
Tagrik,
look over at Gerard and say, like, see? I don't need the potion right now.
So, I gaze even Only at this dwarf standing in front of me, and I just take a step, and then another step, and then another step towards these archers. So, like, just kind of challenging him to hit my retreating form. And then I'm going to cast Timroth's Hunger now that I can reach these archers.
All right, and we will go ahead and roll that as once again the area fills with shadow. As they will all fail, as you will heal from
Nice.
them all. As that one drops.
7 times 4. He didn't attack about me?
You're right, he should have attacked about you, but it doesn't matter because he fucking missed. Does the human hit you? He does. For
Okay.
11 points of damage. But you'll heal 14 off of him. As you also hit the archers over there. 2 of them anyway.
I only heal 7, unfortunately, but I'll take it. From each.
Alright. As we are around once again to the wolf, who will run over to the man who just stabbed you and pull him down to the ground, ripping out his throat. As it is, Barry the bear.
You deleted the wolf again.
He's not deleted, just hidden.
All right, so the bear is gonna turn around and hit Tagrik, Gerard, and Alistair with beams of light.
Favorite freaking bear in the world.
Everybody takes 13 health. Tagrik takes 7.
I'll take it. Take every little piece of healing I can get.
All right. Since you healed them all, have you moved or used your swift yet?
No, I don't. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move in front of Tagrik again with the bear and turn around.
There we go. That's a much better angle. All right. As it is the enemy's turn, as this one, the archer in front of you will attempt to get away.
That be an attack of opportunity, I believe. No?
Yeah, it is.
2-handed attack.
That's a
Alistair
hit,
just
my
has
son.
all of our luck.
Yeah. 18 points.
18 points as he is dead. As we come over to the other 3, as they look around, and they take off on a double move, running past you into the interior. As they slam the door shut behind them, leaving the field filled with dead. But you stand victorious over the fray. The dead head of the dragonborn that was their captain, sitting on the edge of the bridge.
These first 2 heals go to me, Gerard, and Alistair, and then the other 4 that came from the bear go to Alistair, Tagrik, and Gerard.
All right.
So take 20 for the first heal, and then 28, 40, 50 for the second heal.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
All right then.
Jeez. I might not love holy magic, but jeez. So I kind of rub my shoulders and swipe off some of my blood on this armor.
Alistair, now that you're healed, you can give me my potion back.
Yeah, here you go.
I'd appreciate that.
Don't be mad because I had up priorities.
Yeah, but if you'd have gone down again, it'd affect us for the rest of the time. Again.
You know I don't think that far ahead.
Oh, I know, that's the problem.
You
could have
think
had a
ahead at all?
defensive. We could have a defensive standpoint for this whole battle if you hadn't run ahead.
Like 5 seconds ahead. That's about
Yeah,
it.
I know. No.
See, that's the thing, is if we wouldn't follow after you every time, it wouldn't be 5 seconds. It would be however many minutes after you died that we'd catch up with you.
I don't know why I expect this to be any different.
Listen, it's
gonna get
worked
him a
so
leash.
far.
You call yourself the strongest man in the world, not the most armored man in the world. You think after
Listen, Gerard.
how many travels have we been on?
I mean, technically, this has just been one long travel. So, one.
You know what I mean.
Brief periods of rest, though.
Between the brief periods of rest.
Oh, man, that's a lot. At least 2.
I'm pretty sure you have hit the ground more times since we've been together than you have slept.
But I get back up stronger than before.
I don't know if that's how that works.
As you survey, as you jest with each other, surveying the field of destruction around you, you realize that the door in front of you has been left slightly ajar as the people fleeing went ahead of you. I assume you guys will take some time to loot the field before you proceed?
Yes.
So we will go
That
ahead
is
and
correct.
do loot and continue onward onto the 3rd level of the Barrow Depths after we take a quick 10-minute break. I thank all of you guys that are watching. Right now we have 56 people in the chat, and we appreciate every single one of you. We're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break and come back. We appreciate all of you. We'll be back in just a moment.
Just without pencil.
All right, guys, and we are back. Had to quickly reset up Tagrik's mic, but welcome back after our quick break to our online campaign, The Fall of Illidion. We'll be continuing after they had our heroes had just gallantly defeated these servants of Vemagor Whitehorn, the one whom they are following into the deeps of the Barrow Depths. Vemagor, of course, had tried to assassinate Tagrik's father, King Torin Bladesong, the king of Darandur. They defeated these as the remnants fled, and now we'll proceed to loot the dead. And then we'll proceed on. Either they can turn back and explore the rest of this level, or they can continue on towards Vemagor. So, you guys will be doing some looting. We'll be picking up all of the loot from all of them, including every longbow, or are you guys just looking for magical items? Or unique items?
I would like to take all of the arrows.
That's fair enough. So, one of you, give me a perception. Just pick one of you guys, and we'll go through, and then we'll read off some loot, and you guys can decide what you're keeping or not. Gerard, are you still tracking party loot?
I am still tracking party loot.
All right, as we'll go ahead and get through this real quick and proceed on with our adventure.
I believe Tagrik has the best perception.
All right, Tagrik, you've been elected to roll perception.
Alrighty. I'm very good at perception normally. Except for rolls are bad. So
I was gonna say that I have a +8 on my bear.
26.
All right.
That's all right there.
With a 26. So, between all of the fallen dwarves, you will find, let me count them up. So you will find 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, one escaped and one fell. So you will find 5 breastplates. You guys might hear on the stream some original equipment. Like I said at the beginning, everything within not only this world but this system is homebrew. It's an amalgamation of 3.5 and 5e, but we've also homebrewed our own equipment. Are you keeping the breastplates?
Yes.
All right. You'll also find 5 kite shields.
Perfect.
And then do you want the 5 warhammers?
Might
Yeah,
as
we'll
well.
All right. I'll give you all of the gold at the end.
Thank you.
On the archers, 3 of them got away, so you only killed 3. You'll find 3 longbows, just standard longbows, and 67 arrows, if Kilroy, you
Thank
wanted
you.
those.
Yes. Is
You
it
want
cool
those
if
in
I
your
take the
inventory?
arrow?
They're for you.
I don't want the bows. I'll take the arrows.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Each one of them is also wielding a short sword,
Thank you.
along with leather armor on each one.
Okay.
You have slain 3 of the humans, one of them getting away, and then nobody noticed the one that was underneath Kilroy near the entrance to this cavern disappeared.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I would have been staring at him since I was firing guiding bolts.
Nope, you didn't see it.
Your last guiding bolt was thrown towards the enemy in front, which is why he slipped away. But you will find 7 daggers remaining, 3 more light armors, and 3 short swords.
All right.
Finally, on the one named Shorn, the Dragonborn bandit captain, you'll find quite a few things. First off, he's wielding a massive greatsword.
One massive
Detect
greatsword.
magic.
It is large sized. The weapon is not magical.
Okay.
He does have an arm guard on his shoulder, which grants him +1 armor without having to take up a shield space for the arm.
Is that still with the -1 to the attack?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He is wearing banded mail which it grants +7 armor with the maximum +2 dex bonus.
Detect magic.
That is magical.
We have identified the spell, no?
Nope. You are Kilroy, yes you do.
No,
I do not. He
he's a
didn't give me the spell.
He's a conjurer, not a mage.
Skate.
You will
Tell
also
me have the
find
bracers of identify.
that's the wrong game, my son.
You said the same thing about the Sunday game. Wait a second.
No,
Which one's true?
That's inaccurate. You will also find his long red cloak.
Detect magic.
It's magical. And you will also find a jewel-studded belt around his waist made out of black leather with a ruby that's been configured to join the belt together.
I ain't even got to detect magic. I know that one's
Yeah,
magical.
yeah. I'm just right.
Just shut up, and I kick the belt towards Alistair.
You know, now that I think about it, probably should have asked that druid if he could have made.
Alistair, it's a little-known fact in our world that the more belts you wear, the more powerful you get. Try it on.
Hey, it's all shiny. It'll match my jeweled scimitar that I have.
Hmm.
It'll be a nice decoration in my house.
So do you put the belt on? Or are you just putting it in your pack, Alistair?
I'm thinking to myself,
Oh, you're
You
fine.
better write it down because I'm erasing it.
the dwarf.
By the way, between all of the minions, the dwarves, the humans, and the archers, you will find a combined 67 dragons, 201 drakes, and 400 worms. For those of you watching, a dragon is a gold, a drake is a silver, and a worm is a copper.
I put on the belt.
All right, as you put on the belt. On the captain himself, you will find a purse that contains 300 dragons within it, as well as a brilliant fire opal.
Is it cut or uncut?
It is cut extremely well, as it seems to
Ooh,
reflect the light from the fire almost in every direction in your hands.
I'm going to roll a craft jewel making check to appraise it.
Kilroy, just hold on to that. You write that down.
Write it down. Do it later.
That's up your alley.
Your best guess would be this would be worth about another 400 dragons.
All right, you said it was a fire opal.
Yes, it's a brilliant fire opal.
Cool, I have 2 of those now.
Fantastic.
Actually, just because I'm curious, detect magic on the fire opal.
It is magical.
I want to know. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, and since we're messing around looting everything, he's gonna know we're coming. So.
Yep. So I cast mage armor on Alistair, myself, and the bear.
All right, fair enough. So, you've girded yourselves against future combat, fortified each other, and looted the room. As the wolf walks up to you, proud, it's cleaning off, kind of licking the blood off of his hands as it drips down its cheek.
I pet the wolf.
He kind of gently nuzzles up against your arm.
All right, ready for one more fight there?
Oh, don't
Let's
ever
get
do
it.
that again. So loud down here in the caverns.
All right. And now you guys are
All
faced with the decision. Do you press onward, deeper, into the large dwarven fortress that appears in front of you? Do you turn around and see where the escaped one went and explore the rest of the caverns behind you? What do you do?
Either way, whatever we do, we must decide before we tell Alistair.
As wordlessly I walk over and open the door.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
If
I will
he
meet
knows we're
up
coming,
with
I
him.
don't want to give him
Uh,
a chance to leave.
as I say, does somebody want to get behind me just in case?
Alistair.
Alistair.
Gerard's got it.
All right. Well, I guess I will be walking, and my bear will be behind me then.
Just a second.
The moment that we walk in there, Tagrik, just let Alistair do his thing. At least wait for me in the room.
If I do that, he'll probably die, but you know what? Sure.
Say this like I've died before.
You know what, Alistair? Before we walk in the room, take the potion back. Actually, use it if you need it.
All right, just a second as I'm
So
getting
I
the
kind
next
of,
floor set up.
I
Oh.
nonchalantly pat Alistair on the back and sleight of hand a shield on top of him.
No.
You sleight
can't
of hand a shield on me.
Roll
You
sleight
can't
of
just put
hand.
a 40-foot thing on my back.
No, I'm not putting a. I'm using the spell shield.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I was about to say, that's like a 40-pound thing. You're not going to sleight of hand that.
No, that'd be pretty impressive.
Hey, there's always a 5% chance.
I mean, make the roll anyway.
Yeah, I got a 10.
He
Now roll
tries,
your
but
perception.
roll your perception.
For me?
Roll a d1, my son.
A D1.
Only because he's hyped for battle, I guess.
You know I can't do that. I just have to go by what's on the.
God, I hope you crit fail.
I definitely noticed.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because it's on you anyway.
Yeah, I'm just confused. Like, whatever, weirdo.
Alistair not smart enough to know what magic garbage is.
Kilroy giggles, or I giggle.
Like, it's like, who cares?
All right.
There's another door. Let's kick it down.
It's off in the distance. You see another door as you walk through this long hall, dimly lit with torches on either side.
I'm eyeballing for strange stonework that could belay a trap here.
All right, roll perception.
Unless Alistair's just charging ahead, in which case I won't bother.
Are you telling me that you're doing this?
Nah, I'm being very, very bad at it.
Didn't see nothing.
I got a 13. Wait, that's a 17. If it's in stone, we're good. Better anyway.
Not as bad.
All right. You walk down this long alley, the stone built perfectly, as you realize you are no longer within the depths itself, but you are now within the lost Dwarfen stronghold that was at the bottom of the Barrow Depths, left to guard this area of these lost caverns, abandoned long ago, presumably at the fall of this kingdom. As far as you know, none of your race has walked within these halls until now. You detect no traps in this area. None of the stonework seems uncommon, but it does seem of a very unusual make, as you see runes carved into the walls that haven't been used in millennia, and images of the creation of your people.
Any images I would recognize?
You see the image of Balin the Great, the first Stoneborn to be created by Helmvor, as he steps out of the stone that he was created from, looking out upon Hejbenor, the realm that the dwarfs hail from. You see the first king of the Stonelands come out, and all other manner of the creation of the high kingdoms of the Stonelands. You see the war against the Dragon Lords, and the history of your people laid bare on the walls.
As I point to a few spots where there's a resplendent armor and points in history. The same one, right? Alright, well, Don't run too far ahead, Alistair. I know any more than that would be too hard for you, but all the same. As I saddle up alongside the door, if that's a square, and I'll pop it open.
All right, it is. Go ahead and as you pop it open and look within, you'll see that yes, they have indeed arrayed themselves against you. As the the ground in front of you in this large open chamber is lined with dwarves, as a tall, proud orc stands in the rear, wielding his massive great axe over his head as he goes, "Ha! Ha! Kill the intruders!" As the elevated platform in the corner is lined with Tilvanel archers. Roll initiative.
Can you put my bear in the room too?
Yeah, I'm moving you forward. Let me fix his size.
Kilroy finally gets to go early. Oh, yep, didn't mean to do that.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we
Yep.
can.
Yep.
The chat just asked me to say something. That's why I said that. We're just rolling initiative and setting everything up. All right, Kilroy, initiative.
I got a 21. My bear got 6.
Tagrik. Tagrik.
7. Slightly faster than your average bear.
Gerard.
11.
Alistair.
26.
Damn Catman.
Improved initiative.
Damn Catman with improved initiative. Honestly, who uses a feat on improved initiative? Madman.
Catmen.
Catman.
Listen, they can't stop the damage if I'm the one that does the damage first.
So we'll roll.
They can if you die.
Hard to argue with that logic, I suppose.
Well, I haven't died. Alistair's still alive. This is bad logic on your part.
I mean,
All
that's
right.
fair.
As Alistair, you will go first.
How high are these ridges?
They are 10 foot high, with like a low wall that kind of leans over them, granting them a bit of cover. There are, however, stairs at the back of the room.
Yeah. I am going to move. I'm going to go this way. Now I'm going to perform in...
So, oh,
give me
you're going to
1
try to
second.
jump up there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do an acrobatics check to try to get onto the ledge.
For those of you who are curious, by the way, our homebrew system, as you look at the blue bars on their character sheet, does use mana, or in Alistair's terms, since he is a warrior, he has focus, which he uses to power his extra abilities. Roll me your acrobatics. And describe your jump. With the critical!
With the critical, I
Literally took all of our luck.
All of it.
all of it today. with my critical, I'm going to make a jump and then slam the axe right into the edge, and then pole vault myself over, doing a somersault right next to the archer.
All right. As you pole vault yourself up, jumping right up there, and with the critical, I will give you 1 attack.
Sweet.
It would be effective.
15 hit.
No, it does not. However, as he looks over, he looks in terror as he just watched you jump up essentially 14 feet to get up here, as he just backs away from you.
All right, and then do I technically have my swift action still, or
You
no?
do.
Wolfang technique. I should have done that first, but
All right.
Yeah,
Describe how
come on.
you stand when you go into your Wolfang technique.
with my Wolfang technique, I take almost an animalistic
Stance? Okay.
stance, and put on a lot of pressure on my opponents, force them to back up almost, force them to go flat-footed.
All right. Fair enough. As now the enemies will go. As the orc rages, as he's going to begin to jump up, taking the stairs 2 at a time, as he runs over towards you, as you hear him bellow out, "Ancestors, give me strength!"
Okay.
As he begins to glow with the fury of his ancestors. The
That's a lot of movement.
archers will back up. All right, as Alistair, you will take 7 arrows, because you're the only person in the room.
Sweet.
Miss. 20.
Yes, that hits.
Miss.
Wait, no, that does not hit. Sorry.
All right.
I
You have what?
have mage armor on, so that does not hit.
All right. 23.
That hits.
You also have shield.
Oh,
He has something
how
else.
much extra shield
He
get?
has rapid defense, where he rapidly deflects a blow, and it gives you +4. Oh no,
Oh.
he cast shield on you. I forgot about that. Yeah, that gives you another
Mhm.
+4.
Oh, yeah, that does not hit. Jesus. All right.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You just hear from the other room, as all of them will miss. As Kilroy, it is your turn.
I am rather confused
Oh,
because I
I'm
was pretty
gonna-
confident some would hit.
I'm gonna step past Gerard on the other side here. And since I can see in the room, I'm going to cast Divine Wrath in there. It has a 20-foot radius, so I'm gonna cast it right here. Hits. Oop. Almost everybody in the room.
So because it also goes 10 feet up the stairs, I'm going to say it probably misses the elf in the corner and then the elf
Okay.
to your bottom left and bottom right, but I will let it hit the one directly behind where you're at, like directly.
Okay.
So yeah, so go ahead, and it's a will save, you said?
It is Reflex 22 DC.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, actually, it
Dwarves-
is a will save. You're right. I wrote
Okay.
it down.
The dwarves will fail. The humans will fail, but on a critical, the elf on the top that has the bow will take no damage.
Okay. They all take 20 damage.
That's good damage.
Daggum.
The thunderous lightning bolts raining down the whole room.
AoE.
All right. as you just thunder down lightning. You just blast down lightning throughout the room, slamming into them. Gerard, it is your turn.
Keeping just about everybody within range. And I cast Aura of Resolve,
All right. As you enchant the
giving all of
ground
you.
once again with your holy aura.
This time it will be hitting all of my allies besides me. As I also use my Swift to inspire my through my healing magic.
Fair enough. As the wolf kind of paces over, coming forward, he'll kind of nuzzle up and stands ready with a prepared attack. As it is Barry the Bear. Very, very original and great name. Welcome, everybody. Just in the
That move.
middle of assaulting a dwarven citadel within the depths of the earth.
All right, so I'm gonna have. Whoa, I can't see the bear's perspective. Give me 1 second.
You're fine?
There we go. I'm gonna have the bear move up right here. Oh, can he not go through the door?
You can. Just you gotta open
Oh,
it.
go through the door, and he's going to actually cast Divine Wrath in the same spot I did last time.
Okay, describe the spell for those that have just joined us.
The bear is going to put his hands up in the air, or his pincer hands up in the air, and these dark gray thunder clouds begin to form and rain down thunder upon all the enemies.
All right, as they will take a will save as you're hitting the same 7. The dwarves will pass. That halves the damage, right?
Yes.
Okay. The humans will pass in the back lane, and so will the elves, as they will all take half damage.
6 damage to all of them.
Fair enough. All right. As we're back around to the top of the initiative is Alistair. It is your turn. Wait, did I skip you, Tagrik? I sure did skip you,
You
Tagrik.
did indeed. I was like, oh no.
Mhm.
All right, so
It is your turn.
5, 10, 15, 20. All right, stepping into range with them. Going to go ahead and cast Timaroth's Hunger as black pillars of energy erupt within 20 feet, hitting all enemies, which should be right there. So, yeah, that's 20 feet.
Very nice. All right, we're going to say it wouldn't affect Alistair anyway, so that's fine. All right, as all of them are assaulted by your demonic energy. As one of the dwarves will pass, you will heal off of the rest, as the same demonic energy that he assaults them with returns back some to him in healing.
Alright, so they will all take 17 damage, and I'm already capped out on HP.
As you will slay both of the humans as they drop to the ground. As the dwarves are battered by your assault.
Dialogue is free. I want to roll and intimidate. Every man who leaves now gets 20 dragons in his life. Your choice.
Alright, roll
If
it.
I can find my intimidate skill. Alright.
Oh! Oh!
As the dwarves look back at each other and they go, "Fuck this bullshit," as they lay down their weapons and they begin to walk past you out of the room.
And they're like, we'll just take our lives instead.
Just a second.
the one time it crits.
All bad luck until there is good luck. As Alistair, it is your turn at the top of the second round, as Tagrik has effectively taken out the entire lower floor between him and Kilroy.
But I got a box. So I'm going to attack the orc, and give me 1 second. I'm going to use Vital and Savage, which will give me an extra 8d6.
All right, is describe
Yeah.
this massive attack you're attempting on this orc.
Alrighty, so when I attack, I basically take my axe and I drag it behind me, and as I do, I try to swing upward and cut diagonally across his body
All right, fair
with as
enough.
much might behind it as possible.
All right, give me this massive attack.
All right, let's see here. He is flat-footed. What are we thinking?
With a 17, that is going to be a miss, my good sir.
Boys, what are we thinking about? What are we thinking about? You know.
I guess, Alistair.
Yes, thank you. Reroll.
All right, as you will use one of the party's inspiration. All right, and you miss with an 18.
Did it
It
even
wasn't
matter?
worth it.
Feels
Feels
bad.
bad.
As it is the wolf's turn, as he'll bound forward in a charge, running straight at these archers. As he'll pull.
I get.
Oh, you get a second attack? Fuck me. Go ahead. Rude.
Yeah, I get to attack twice.
Rude.
Yeah.
Level 6.
Yeah, I miss. Go ahead, Wolf. Do your thing.
As the wolf will pull him down and attempt to pull out his throat, which he will be successful. Kilroy.
All right. What to do? What to do? So I'm going to. So I'm going to move in the room. 5, 10,
Okay.
right behind the bear, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at the orc.
All right. So describe this spell.
I hold out my hand like kind of like I'm concentrating this yellow-green aura in my hand, and as I go to throw it like a baseball straight at him.
All right. And with a 16, you will hit.
I can't hear Lance.
I said with a 16, you will hit.
Oh, okay. Was not expecting that. A 40. And then everybody has advantage to hit him. 12 damage.
All right. As we're coming down now, it is his turn as he rages, his body shining with the blessing of his ancestors. As Alistair, who has put himself out in the open, once again is charged by this massive Oruki. 28 hit you, Alistair?
See, yes, it does.
On the second attack, does a 21 hit you?
No, it does not.
As his blade glows, you will take on this 41 points of damage.
That barely hit me. How did that happen again?
As he just comes down slashing into your flesh as blood spurts out of Alistair's shoulder. Gerard, it is your turn.
How much of that you got left, boy?
Enough to finish him off.
As I move 40 feet to get nowhere, and I grumble. Follow the light, they said. Be a paladin, wear the heavy armor, you'll never get hit, because I'll never get to the battle fast enough!
Quit wearing heavy armor, I don't know what to tell you.
Or maybe we should just put the paladin in front. All right. Were you going to do anything at the end of that, Gerard? Or did you have to double move?
No. I had to double move.
All right. As once again, it is the enemy's turn. Last time, Tagrik got most of them to flee. As now, these Tilvanel elves will look around and evaluate their situation before, the same as they did last time, fleeing themselves. Some of them, anyway, those that can. Just a moment. We on the struggle bus here? Alright. As those will flee. And the one next to you, Alistair, is going to look around. He's going to pull out his dagger and try to shiv you in the back. But when he switches weapons, you will get an attack of opportunity.
Will that cause the orc to have an attack of opportunity on me?
It will not.
Bet. Get him. Get him. Well,
A 31 definitely hits the archer.
well, it's a crit.
Ooh, that is a crit.
So 34, 51 damage on the archer as he takes a backhand, as he hears the dagger being unsheathed behind him, or as I hear the dagger unsheathed behind me,
Mhm.
I take my axe and without even looking behind, instinctively swipe and cut him.
All right, as you just slash through him, shoulder to hip bone, as he falls to the ground, his dagger just dropping out of his hands as he dies.
Well done, Alistair.
These two will back up as you get a begrudging approval from Tagrik, as they will attempt. As they back up away from the wolf, pulling out their bows. The wolf, however, will take his opportunity attacks against them, slicing them both before they pepper him with arrows. Tagrik, it is your turn, as the wolf has cleared the way for you to either advance up the easternmost stair or go up the west.
Well, I'll be double moving then. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
I can't actually climb the stairs. Togrik's fat. I'm fat. Give me 1 second trying to figure out how to get up the stairs.
I think it's a blocked wall. I think you have to go up the stairs first.
Athletics check to hop over those.
I'm gonna just cast Timorous Hunger from down here, actually. If you want to roll that safe.
All right. As the orc will pass, but the other two will fail.
They'll take 21 damage each.
As both of the archers will fall. As the Oruki looks about himself and just turns to you, Alistair, and he goes, I may die, but you're going down with me. It's your turn.
I'll have to
Oh, you
say,
skipped the
let's
bear.
see about
I skipped the bear? Oh,
that.
okay. I'm just skipping all kinds of people today. Barry the bear, it is your turn.
So I'm gonna have the bear hit Alistair, the wolf, and Tagrik with beams of light.
Uh,
So you're just
Tagrik's full, actually, contrary to what his HP bar says.
I have one other person to hit, so I chose you. 9 HP for Wolf, Alistair, and 5 HP for Tagrik.
Much appreciated.
And then that is all the bear
Right.
is going to.
All right. As he's just healing them both. As now we come around, and Alistair, now it is your turn. My sincere apologies to Barry the bear.
Roar.
Same thing. Vital strike, power, savage blow. Let's get a hit this time.
A 21 will
21.
hit.
Oh. Why is it not showing my damage?
Let's go ahead and just roll. Oh, there. I'm just showing the attack. I'm not showing the damage.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, there it goes.
trying to. It's not. Oh, there it is. 17, plus /R 8d6.
In this game, by the way, we always round up as the rule. As you do a massive 49 points of damage. As he just grimly looks at you, his mouth bleeding, as he just stares with a grim determination. But before he can go, Kilroy, it is your turn, as the orc raises his axe, about to strike Alistair with a massive blow.
Oh, well, well, I'm gonna cast command on the orc and say sleep.
All right. He just looks at you as you say sleep, and he kind of smiles with his axe up. I think not. As he lowers it down upon Alistair, clipping his shoulder, because I believe a 24 hits you, Alistair.
No, it does not.
Ah! As it just clips his shoulder, bouncing off the armor, skinning off to the side.
As I look at the Oruki and I flip him the bird.
Gerard, it is your turn.
I will attempt to move up these stairs.
Okay, so that's, 15 feet? You got another 10.
Joy.
Here, let me move the wolf so you can grab your character. There you go. All right.
That's it. That's it from.
As it is the wolf's turn, who will kind of stand behind you and growl at the orc, who's baring his teeth.
Need to adjust my focus.
Tagrik, it is your turn. Tagrik, it's your turn.
Is your mic off?
Yes, definitely. I'm
Good.
colliding with the wall, if the DM would be so kind.
Yes, he would. I believe you'll be able to move over to at least right there.
I can actually move one more square.
All right.
So I can actually get into melee, which is great, because I feel like I'll need to. as I'm going to go ahead and cast True Strike and go for a Vital Strike on the back of the Aruki here. Assuming I can manage to not crit fail for once on my weapon here. Alright, so that would be 41.
All right, roll
Does
your
that hit?
damage. It does.
Awesome.
And
Does that?
describe your killing blow.
So the axe embeds in the center of the spine, and my macro is broken. Please pay no attention to that. As blood bursts out of the front from his mouth and splatters all over Alistair Ray, the splash zone.
So,
As you just bash into him, as he just spurts out blood and falls to the ground.
See,
I
that wasn't so bad.
spit out blood. I'm like, not sure if that's mine or his.
Probably both. But probably more of yours looking at you.
Well, to be fair, he's dead.
Yeah, that's true. You have that one over him, I suppose. And technically you're not as ugly, as I gesture to the mess we left beneath us. Anybody happen to see where they all scattered to? So many doors in this damnable place.
I was preoccupied, so no, I do not.
The
Kilroy?
door at the end of the room.
Yes.
Well, if I had to guess, when animals are scared, they always run for their pack leader. So, we all ready to keep going, or do you need a moment, Alistair? As I kind of gesture to your whole bloody wounds thing you've got going on.
No, I think I'll be good. Thank you, Kilroy.
Yep, you had 4 rounds left from the bear.
All right. So you guys are going to proceed down the central door at the base of the wall, further into the dungeon?
Yep.
Absolutely.
All
Drag us
right.
onward.
Okay. So, at that point then, with about 25 minutes left in our session, proceeding further, we generally have a rule that if we're about to start something that's going to last longer than our scheduled session, that we're going to go ahead and stop, so that way everybody has a chance to get adjusted and we don't stay over. So at that point then, I'm going to go ahead and call the session here.
Do we want to loot the Aruki before we leave?
We can
Oh.
definitely do that, though. And Flaming Swordsman, don't feel bad. It definitely doesn't stop. While they're role-playing, I can answer your questions, and we always appreciate questions in the chat. We love it, and we definitely appreciate you guys coming to join us. Right now, I'm showing we have 68 viewers, so it's definitely, this is our second stream, and we really appreciate the support from everyone.
Don't worry, Swordsman. Zoltar and I will be sticking around after the stream for a little while to do some Q&A. So if you have any questions or you want to chat about the game, things you missed, your favorite parts from the ones you did catch, feel free to stick around. We'll be happy to hang out.
Yeah, and we'll make sure this stream's gonna stay on Twitch. We've got that set up, and then we've also got a YouTube. Our link is down below. Normally by the day after, I'll have these uploaded to YouTube, so that way if you missed it, you can feel free to catch our episodes there. All right, let's go ahead and hand out this loot, and then we'll move over to a Q&A if you guys have any questions. All right. So, you guys, let's see. The dwarves fled along with the humans, leaving only 4 of the slain elven archers. So you will find 4 longbows, Gerard. I know you're tracking party loot.
Got it.
We've got, let's see, 57 arrows.
Yep.
Gilroy.
We've got 4 leather armors. And between them, you will find 31 dragons.
Right.
All right. On the Aruki Barbarian, Let's see. You will find his great axe.
Detect magic.
It is not magical.
Okay.
His
Something tells me that's Alistair's war trophy, don't you think? As I see your tiny gnome body trying to pick it up.
I don't want to pick it up. I just want to know if it's
Hey,
magical.
you were looking it over, right?
Yeah. To know if it's magical.
You'll
I like
also
to study magical things.
That's fair enough. You'll also find a leather armor on him. And Kilroy, as you're shuffling through his things, in his pack, you will find a weird symbol, almost of an elephant with an elephant's head with a man's body, wielding an axe held up in victory. It's made out of a black material, almost a stone.
What kind of what was the description? I didn't hear it.
It's a black stone material.
Okay. You know what? Just because I kind of want to detect magic on the little statue guy.
It is magical. As you
Oh,
feel a divine aura emanating from it.
Somebody want to write this down in their inventory?
I did.
Go ahead.
I did.
What do you mean?
It was too
disappeared.
complicated. I'm not
Quick
trying to write
gnome
down.
fingers. It's already gone.
Little black onyx stone statue. Okay, go ahead. You got it. Glad.
In addition, you'll find a pouch on his belt with 114 dragons.
As I toss the pouch towards Gerard.
All right.
Got it.
And that's going to go ahead and close us up for
Thank
this
you.
session. Guys, we really appreciate you guys coming in to tune us. At our highest point today, I think I saw we had 68 viewers. Really appreciate everyone coming in to watch us. We're just getting started, but we're going to be here every Monday at 7:30. And then starting probably the second week of February, Gunfire will be picking up a game on Wednesdays at 7:30, in which you'll find myself. You'll find Grant, who plays Kilroy. Halo in the chat will be playing, and a few new friends that aren't on this stream. So it should be quite interesting.
Most definitely.
With that, I'm going to go ahead and let our players go, and then me and Cody will be available for any questions that you have.
I do see that we have one from Flaming here, so we'll be happy to cover that in just a second.
All right.
Fleming has a great question for you.
Thanks for dropping by the stream, guys. It was great playing with you. We'll catch you later on, okay?
Yeah, GG boys.
Fair enough. All right, so let's see. Flaming, let's see, what was your question here? My question was about the lore. What is it? How did you come up with the idea and lore? What are your inspirations and mood settings you get when, I guess, in a creative mindset? That's fair enough. Gunny, you want to go first, and then I'll go?
Yeah, sure. So, funnily enough, a lot of our inspiration for Eridar came from previous games that we had played in, which were also homebrewed. So it's kind of this wonderful flowchart of this could be a cool campaign concept. What if we spent literal years fleshing this out? What if we spent literal months making this map? And then we finally had the thought to put them all together. We have the entire City of the Valuna game, which went for about a year and a half. We've got the Kingdom game, which went for about 2 years. And all of these pages and lores will eventually be on the World Anvil. And when it's relevant, when we get a little bit more used to the system, we can put in journal notes from areas where we find lore hidden in the world that you'll actually get a sneak peek of during the games. As for music, Zoltar's kind of a square, so he'll just listen to the Skyrim track on repeat or Legend of Zelda music on repeat. So he's pretty consistent with that. I personally like to listen to maybe World of Warcraft music, a few other places. Let me see here. There's more homebrew material we made. You don't have any friends that like to play? That's a shame. But I'm gonna let Zoltar get a few words in here while I just check a look at all the chat that I missed while we were playing.
That's definitely accurate. Eridar's really a result of 10 years of playing D&D in various homebrew settings. And about 2 years ago, me and Gunny came together and we decided we're going to really amalgamate all of those different settings in one world. From games ran in Greyhawk, actually Pagan Gamer in the chat is the one who taught me how to play D&D a long time ago. And the games we used to run together, have been wrapped up into this world. Games from the Forgotten Realms that we've kind of the characters and the inspiration for those games um, kind of wrapped up into this world. Hey, Pagan, appreciate you in the chat. Um, and kind of bringing all of those together while creating our own backdrop. Some of it's reskinned, but some of it's different. Eridar's a really dark place. You're not really getting that from this first view. But if you watch our previous session, there are some audio issues. I will warn you as we were getting started. You really see kind of the corruptedness, the corruption that it's inflicted upon these spiders and the spiderkin. Eridar's a dark place. When we first sat down, there was a lot of inspiration from Diablo. We were originally going for a kind of a Dark Souls theme in terms of difficulty. Every time that you drop in our game, go underneath 0 HP, you take a level of exhaustion, which if you're familiar with 5e, we're using 5e's exhaustion rules, so that's very rough. And that takes 24 hours to recover. On travel time, we don't grant the benefit of a long rest. When you sleep, you only get a long rest at the end of the journey. So there's just a lot of added difficulty and intenseness to this game that really we try to heighten the level for the players.
Most definitely. He pretty much covered where we draw our inspiration from with our previous games, and we excel in different areas. Like I can't make a map to save my life. It infuriates me. It's not an overall enjoyable experience for me, but I love making interesting enemies, interesting classes, interesting characters. The history behind the map, why things are like they are, even though I don't like putting the mountains everywhere, right? So we have our different strong points, and we finally decided that we should come together and watch and see what we can make together, essentially. Let me see. We've got another question in the chat from Halo. Was asking when I first developed a passion for wanting to DM. So kind of a funny story. It kind of blindsided me that I kind of got shoehorned into being a GM for the first time, where my forever DM at the time was really burnt out, really didn't have a lot of inspiration for another game. And so I kind of leapt right into it. And I was still pretty new at the time. I think I was playing D&D for maybe a year, just about. So there was a lot of bumps in the road, but the actual creative aspect and the storytelling that I was able to do once I got going really seemed to draw more and more of my attention. The things I was so interested in before just didn't seem to have the same draw as creating a world of your very own, right? So that's as far as that. Let's see.
It's actually, as Pagan likes to comment, that's a very similar story to how I became a DM. I had been playing with Pagan as my DM for I think about 6 weeks, whereupon our game fell apart and Pagan didn't want to DM and he decided, hey, Zoltar, you're in charge next time. And that's about how that happened. So I feel like with a lot of people that end up DMing, that's kind of the story where somebody goes, hey, bud, you're up. It's a very similar story to what happened to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there a video with just the lore covers? Actually, we do have a series that Zoltar put together for a lot of the in-game lore that happened. The God Wars, the different divines, how magic works, and things of that nature. So we could see about maybe porting those over to YouTube, do a little bit of editing. What do you think, Zoltar?
We could definitely get that up. I think there's 8 ages of the world so far, and we've built a video for 4 of them. We've got to finish the rest. They do need a bit of editing. They're very rough. I think I did them about 6 months ago. But we definitely are working on getting that lore up. The main way, if you want to read a lot of lore, we're working on putting our things into World Anvil. It's a great world aggregator that works as a general wiki for our world. We have a lot of lore. Most of the lore for this world is already done, but it's in Google Docs, and we're trying to move it over to World Anvil for a more pleasurable experience. So that's what we're kind of working on now. If you want to make sure to get those updates, make sure you join our Discord. It automatically updates the server anytime we change anything in the world, so that way you can stay up to date with everything we put out there.
Let me see. So we've got another question from Halo here. What advice do you guys have for first-time DMers? Well, considering for Zoltar that was about a decade ago, I think I'll start here because I'll be a bit shorter. When I was first getting into it, it felt like a lot. There's all of the rules, there's how you run combat efficiently and effectively and still have it be enjoyable. There's changing inflection patterns and descriptions for depending on what NPC is leading the charge here. I think he's got to step away a moment, so I'm gonna stretch this out a little bit. Um, Pagan's right to a point. The pre-made campaign books can give you a lot of good ideas. Running a module is perfectly okay. You don't have to go crazy on your first game. That's the quickest way to give yourself burnout. But find something that you think is an interesting core idea and then branch out from that. Say, well, I want to play a game where it's just starting the collapse of civilization, right? Well, what's causing that collapse? You have what you want to do. Now, what's causing it? Is it aliens? Is it a mutagenic virus? Is it magic itself? And you can, okay, well, now it's magic. So, what kind of magic do we want it to use? Is it corrupted magic or was it light magic? Did one go out of balance? Did somebody screw something up? You can give a lot of ideas starting from one area and branching out. Just, you have to pick something that interests you.
I would definitely agree. Like, pick something that you're really passionate about and work on it. And don't worry if it's perfect. Don't over prep is the biggest thing. Every first time DM does that. I remember Gunny talking to me about that for his first game, where he had, 30 pages of stuff done for his session 1, and they never asked anything about any of it.
Super frustrating.
Only prep what you think you're going to need or the players are going to interact with, and the big part is to improv the rest. Don't worry if it's perfect. Um, and don't get upset when your plan for your campaign or your game doesn't last first contact with your players. They're always going to fuck it up, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's part of the game, is they create the story just as much as you do. But just make sure that you don't get frustrated when it changes, and if it does change, um, you know they don't know that you changed it. They don't know that NPC wasn't supposed to be there, or they had a different race, or whatever that is. They don't know the difference. They'll still be surprised. Yes, some of us
Absolutely.
have to prep, Pagan.
Yeah, some of us decide to prep, okay? Some of us find enjoyment in prep. Not everybody's an improv actor.
I enjoy prep. Gunny likes
How
the
many
improv.
how many hours for each game do you prep ahead of time? So that's a loaded question. It kind of depends on what the party is going to be encountering, right? If it's an open exploration phase, you can prep for really an unlimited amount of time, depending on how crazy you are. But for me, I think prepping about 2 hours roughly, not per session maybe, but if it's going to be a more content heavy area, prepping for 2 hours, breaking it up into segments, this part's going to be for combat, this part's going to be for the lore that's here. That's not to say that you only spend 2 hours on a campaign concept, but as far as a session by session basis go, it's about 2 hours. As far as an overall campaign concept, it really depends on how much inspiration you have. Because when you really get running on an idea, you can sit there for 20 hours if you got the time.
It
So,
definitely does depend on the session. The big difference is if I'm making a map or not, because I also make the maps for Gunny's games.
yeah.
So, for instance, this map that we've currently got in Foundry, the entire 3-level dungeon maybe took me around 10 hours to do all 3 levels. Um, so it depends on what's going on. That of course I took place over weeks. I stopped working on this map 2 weeks ago, so I haven't prepped for this campaign in 2 weeks because I already knew what was going on. All my notes are integrated into Foundry. I can just click on the tokens and pull up my notes. What's on that character? What are their abilities? And what does this character do? So it depends. Sometimes I might work ahead so that way I can coast for a little bit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I only spend a few hours each week on working on the game, because whether you're working as on a session or not, me and Gunny are always building out the world.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Erdar is a beautiful at its core already, but we know we have a lot of time still to put into it to fully flesh out the different areas, what's there, why it's there, and why it's important that it's there. So that's something that we're both looking forward to. A little bit of dread, but mostly looking forward to. We've got plenty of time to do it. I actually did have a question for you, Flaming Swordsman. You mentioned that you had a favorite speech here. Was it Alistair's by the water, you got this, guys, because of his terrible hydrophobia? I wanted to know what speech you were mentioning there. Oh, while we're on that, while we're waiting for a response here in the chat, Zoltar, we had finished those character sheets so that we could show them on stream, right? Did we get that project finished, or?
Yes, though. So I have the character sheets done from all the players. We were trying to get our webcams up before this session, so they have not been posted. However, I will be uploading a link to those documents down below in our About Me tomorrow, so that way you guys will be able to view our character sheets. They are custom because this is a homebrew world and it's just a fillable PDF. So if you have questions, you can feel free to join our Discord and ask us anything that you have. And we would love to walk you through our system and walk you through our world. We love talking about our games.
All right, let's see. Alistair's, it was funny. His real life self totally describes himself. Oh yeah, he embodies Alistair. It's pretty great. With the shades, you can see why he is the way he is.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, yeah, that's a good and a bad thing. Part of our party's exasperation with Alistair comes from a few encounters that we've had where our party has ended up split, and of course, my very, very luckily, mind you, I've ended up split with Alistair and just Alistair. And it's kind of like if you had to keep a chipmunk that was hyped up on Red Bull for 6 hours alive without letting it stop its own heart when it's desperate to run into every bear trap, mouse trap, blatant ambush. It's a lot. It makes for a lot of fun, but it can definitely push your 20 speed as a dwarf, and he's got like 50 to the test for sure.
Fair enough. I had a few people just join. We're just answering questions about our world, doing a brief Q&A after our session. If you missed the stream, we're going to upload it to YouTube, and of course it'll be available on Twitch for some time. We're just answering questions about our homebrew world and our system, and anything else you guys want to know.
Let's see. It looks like we've got another one from Flaming here. It seems like he's self-centered and acts first, thinks second in the game. Is that just his character? So starting with that one here, I'm going to let Zoltar take the second part of that
So
question there.
it's
Um,
it's
he,
hard to remember that he's a very young character in game. He's just of age, and his father figure, because he was orphaned at a very young age. I kind of went through their backstories at the beginning of the session, but obviously you weren't here for that. He was orphaned at a very young age, raised by a dwarf named Otello, a very hardened former adventurer. And so he was raised kind of gruff, you know. This one Otello owned an orphanage and would take him around traveling to take care of these other orphanage. So in the first session, we see Otello fall in front of Alistair, saving his life against a bunch of hordes of demons. And so yes, we did start on episode 23. This campaign, we did start streaming about halfway through. So I tried to do a recap at the beginning of the session as much as I could of what had happened so far without going through 8 real life months of content. We are picking up our new campaign on Wednesdays at 7:30 though, probably starting the second week of February from day 1. So you guys will get to see everything there. And provided on how that goes, we might even pick up a third game. So, but Alistair is just very young and a bit immature, and he's gotten a lot of early success in terms of not really getting smacked down.
yeah, there's a couple of points that his cockiness really started to shoot through the roof, and it was during the original fall of the city of Illidan, or Illidan, sorry. I've played too much WoW lately, guys. Forgive me. It's completely not related. Um, and he had met a pretty large demon that Otello was recently fighting with, and charging into combat with essentially a Valor, and not being immediately wiped from existence, and actually surviving through long enough in the fight for it to be felled gave him a bit of an overinflated sense of ego, right? If every normal person is so afraid of these demons that before he had any fighting experience he could tangle with, he's got to be the strongest man in the world, right? So he has this inflated self-confidence, and we've always been there to catch him when he's going to fall. There's been a lot of times where he is going to die, and we are able to.
I think we just
I
lost
was going to
Gunny.
live anyway, right?
Oh,
They
there he
couldn't kill
goes.
me. So we haven't let him fall flat on his face because he jumps so far at once that we're afraid to let him. Who's DMing the Wednesday game? That would be myself. I'll be DMing the Wednesday game in a little-known nation called Iskar, which had fallen a few thousand years ago, and right around the Calamity, where demons and angels were fighting on the material plane. And they had sent out messages for assistance, for aid to every nation with civilization, really, and no one had came. And years after the Calamity ended, when the rebuilding efforts had started, they were wiped out. Their walls destroyed, all their populace missing or dispersed to the rest of the world. So it's a bit of a Wild West scenario where there's nothing here to stop you from, say, murdering everyone you see, but there's this looming danger that the party will discover.
And I am very excited to be
Let's
playing in
see.
Gunny's
Gunfire has a
game
very soothing voice.
because it
Aw,
is my
thanks.
first time
Be a
in
good
3
storyteller
years
and
I've
could
gotten
sleep
the
this way.
chance to
I actually
play.
like to do character voices, but I'm terrible at them. So I'm glad you like the bass voice. It means a lot. Let's see. Don't take that no, I don't take that in a bad way. Are you kidding? This silky smooth baritone? I would never take that as an offense. And more homebrewed? Absolutely. Yeah. We're adding on nations at a time, fleshing out the nations that we already have, characters and NPCs that are past characters from 15 years ago, unused character concepts that we finally get a chance to flesh out is pretty nice.
I've added a few voices, thank you, Pagan.
Voices, Zoltar, voices.
I'm also very happy to be saying that for the first
Does anyone
time.
do voices? Yeah. So I'm okay at them. I know Pagan Gamer, who should be joining us before too long, is pretty good with them. Zoltar has his moments. He's got a few that are his niche that he's got narrowed down, regardless of what he'll try to tell you. And I know a few of our players are pretty new and they're getting into it. It's going to take them a little bit of time. They're getting through that. Awkward stage at first where you're not quite sure if it's okay. And I'll just completely embarrass myself for them so that they don't have to worry about it too much. So pretty much every NPC will have a voice. Let's see. Who's playing in the game next Thursday? We don't. Zoltar, Thursday?
Wednesday. It's on Wednesdays. We'll have 5 players in this
Zoltar, you
game.
here?
Yeah,
Oh,
can you hear
looks
me?
like you went silent. Something's going on with your mic there, Zoltar. Wednesday. Okay. I mean, you had me going there for a second. Wait a
Is
second.
that better? Can you hear me now?
Yep, now I can hear you.
Sorry, I was wondering why I was talking before, and I was like, this man just keeps talking
I'm just
over
cutting
me.
you off. Sorry about
No,
that.
you're
No.
fine. No, I'm happy to say that actually I'll be playing on the Wednesday game. It'll be my first time playing in about 2.5 years, I think. So very excited. I am the prototypical forever DM, and I think the last time I played before that was the last time I played with Pagan about 6 years ago. So
Hey, wait
very
a second.
much.
You played one of my other games.
That was
Wait a
about two
second.
and a half years ago at this point now. 2 years
Oh, was it?
ago. Yeah.
It's been like a year. It's been like a
No,
year.
you for COVID. You forget just COVID.
Oh
Black
yeah,
it.
COVID was an entire year. You're right. Oh my God.
Yeah. So we're excited. Grant is going to be coming back, the one who plays Kilroy. We're going to be having, I'm trying to think about who's in this game. Halo, who is our Twitch moderator today, will be coming on. I'm very excited to play with him. He's definitely got an outgoing personality. We'll be picking up another one that you guys haven't seen on stream yet from our Sunday game. Very interested. And of course, Pagan's trying to con his wife in order to get in on our Wednesday stream. So we're very excited. It'll be my first time playing with him in a long time.
Yeah. The rough part is when there's only two.
Ooh, confirmed in the chat. He'll be
Wait a
here.
second. Am I getting suckered into having more players? Let's see. More players. Okay. Um, let's see. Biggest game I ever ran was for 9 people, and that was a whole mistake. Let me tell you. Let's see. Do we have any character trailers for this game? Would love to read up before it starts. We are putting together a private session 0 here for us to hash out some of the. No. Don't apologize for questions. That's exactly what we're here for.
Yeah.
0%. And we love chat engagement. It's really great to stick around with you guys for a minute and chat with you. It's really, really gratifying to hear somebody interested in the lore. Really gratifying, especially after my first time DMing. That was not fantastic. But we will be putting together a little session 0 off stream to hash out some of the details, go over some things that I don't want the viewers to know about right away. Gotta leave something to suspense, right? But we'll see about session 1, which will be on stream, going into a little bit more depth on the character backstories for sure. Who knows? Maybe we'll highlight them so we can label them for the YouTube or something.
We might be able to, for our character sheets right now, we don't have any backstories with them. However, I can definitely get together with the players and type some up and get them up over the next few days. We'd definitely be excited to do that and put them up for you. And we could definitely get together, and whether we do a write-up that we post on our Wednesday game for all of you to read, or maybe you'd like to, we go over them in stream on our session 1 as kind of an intro, we'll definitely be looking at those options. Thank you for the follow, Tabletop Misfits. We definitely appreciate it.
For sure. It's really great. Although I'm really sad to see that our 2% ago was the best number we were going to get. So, I mean, it's great that more people are following, but I'm glad I got my joke in there while I could. Let's see. Do we watch Critical Role? They do some character trailers. I love reading it before. Just kind of knowing what the characters are about and coming up with my own idea how they will interact is always a good time. So we've both watched. He's watched a bit more Critical Role than I have. I actually just don't seem to have a lot of time for it anymore now that I'm making content for my own game that we're running and helping with the Eridar system and having a job, which I'm really glad I have, mind you, but it does eat into my personal time a little bit. But yeah, we can see about putting together some write-ups and possibly some narration, depending on if you like my storyteller voice or not, and see if we can't get those out for you guys.
I definitely think we could do it. It would just require a bit of recording. Animation is not either one of our strong suits, so it'll have to be a live recording. But we will definitely figure it out.
Make this your job, Gunfire. Your voice is perfect. I really appreciate that. For a long time, I thought about being a voice actor, and then I found D&D, and it's like, why do that for a job when I could do it for fun instead? I was like, wait, that's genius. Do that instead. So, yeah, Zoltar has a few years of D&D experience on me, most definitely. I've been playing for about 5-6 years now, and he's been going for what, 12 now?
10.
10? Okay. You sure it's just 10?
Yeah.
You started when you were. Oh yeah. Oh, you're right.
I mean, I have been doing role-playing games in various forms for a long time, but strictly D&D, yeah, it's been about 10 years since I first met Pagan on a Roll20 forum looking for game, having never played D&D before, wanting to know what it was all about. But in various forms, I mean, me and my brother have been playing various role-playing games since we were very young. So, just we didn't have rules and we did whatever we wanted.
Yeah. Absolutely. 10. Yeah, you suddenly realize, Pagan, huh? Let's see. How long have players been playing in this upcoming game? Will the role-playing be on point? The role-playing is the best part of D&D, in my opinion. Wholeheartedly agree. It's really, really important to have that good role-play. I know some of our characters are combat junkies, but that just means the combat's good, right? If you want to take over here, Zoltar, I'm gonna get a drink and
Yeah,
listen
that's
to your
fine.
silky smooth voice for a
So
minute.
I've been playing for about 10 years. I think, obviously as a DM, I get to put on all different kinds of hats, so I'm really excited to get to role play again. We'll have Pagan, who's been playing for God much longer than me, so definitely some good role play there. We're bringing in Kilroy. D&D is definitely 99% RP and 1% combat, and that's how my games are normally ran. Is probably closer to 75% RP and 25% combat. I don't do these dungeons very often. It just so happens that we started streaming in the middle of one. Most of the time, combat for me is supplementary to a good role playing session, which is why we don't have necessarily, we need to work on our flow in combat and still role playing during that. But once we get out of that, it will be mostly role playing, and that's normally how I like to roll my games. And I know Gunfire is the same way, less combat, but when you have it, it's very special and unique.
God, we just actually oh, Zoltar, your headset cut out again?
Better?
Yep.
All right. But we'll have a pretty well balanced group. Me and Pagan have a lot of experience. Our new player from Sunday, this is probably his third or fourth game playing, so he may be a little raw. But Grant, that plays Kilroy, or as he is in our Discord, Sergeant Cheek Clapper, he's definitely moving along quickly and taking strong strides forward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been his tag for a long time in Discord. His first actual game he played was in one of mine. I ran a low fantasy game, which is not really my niche. I enjoy my magic as much as the next guy. It's really great because you can't argue with magic. If I say something works because magic and I give a somewhat supplementary explanation, I mean, you can't really argue with it, right? And I was running a low magic game, and he was a barbarian. His name was Gigantor of the Clapper clan. He always has a little moniker to that. It'll come up at least once or twice in a game. So it's just a fun little name there. Let's see. Your group has to be fun and outgoing for it to work. Most definitely. If you've got dead fish characters, they're not the most interesting thing. I hate that archetype in RPGs. You know, where they're just dead inside. Don't have a lot of expression. Don't talk a lot. Don't really care about anything. It's like, oh wow, I'm nihilistic enough. I don't need any of that in my fantasy game. This is where I want to be alive, man. Come on. So, but we've got some fun personalities. I am excited for Halo to be able to play in a game with us. He's a little ball of energy. I don't understand how. So
Definitely. I'm really excited. I think he's got a very outgoing personality, and just as a person, and he's just such a character that we're really excited as a group to get him on stream. Personally, I mean, he's my younger brother, so I think he's the most annoying person on the planet, but he's definitely a character, and so he'll be really outgoing and a lot of fun.
yeah, you play the annoying character types. All right, so there's a couple of annoying character types that are okay. There's a few that aren't okay, like the I steal from the party rogue. That one's not cool. It's not cool to do that. It's not conductive to good roleplay. Bards. Bards are a cool annoying character, right? I have a dream. I have a dream, gentlemen. I want to play a bard, barbarian, orc. I want to be the barbarian. I want to be a skull. I want to have my loot axe and call it a day. All right. I've been super inspired for that ever since Shadow of War. There was a developer on that team who had died from cancer. They put him in the game as Fodrig, the Orc Slayer or something. His name was Faji. And he was the embodiment of a barbarian. And it was so cool because that series is one of my favorite games of all time to see that concept brought to life. And I with a lot of D&D stuff, I write prophecies and prose, and I would love to be able to play a Skald, and Zoltar will never let it happen. So I'm going to have to put an NPC in my own game and live vicariously through him.
He says that, but just for him, we are working on. We haven't launched prestige classes for this homebrew system yet because getting a homebrew system off the ground is so intense. But there is a Scald homebrew prestige class just for Gunny.
Thank you. God, I'm finally going to get to play my niche, which it's really frustrating because, so from what you've just seen here, Flaming, who do you think Zoltar's D&D class would be, and what do you think my D&D class would be? Because I wholeheartedly disagree with his assessment on who mine is, and it's super annoying. That Packers dude, no, I'd say it's a tie, bro. On who's the most annoying?
Yeah.
Zoltar's a wizard. Yeah, okay. All right, you got that one.
That's the universal assessment.
Yeah, that's the universal assessment. Oh my god! James, No, Flaming, don't be corrupted. No, that was James. That's cheating. That's cheating. No. No, Flaming was supposed to give me unbiased feedback. No. Oh God, no.
He gets so frustrated when we call him a paladin,
I'm
but we've
so
all
frustrated.
he's got that paladin level of integrity outside in real life, so that's just how it is.
Skeet. I feel lied to. Yeah. James, I feel lied to. I feel like you corrupted him in that moment. My reaction ruined it. I should have kept the poker face.
Oh, for sure. I know you are pagan. I've seen you in armor.
Local armored fighter. Walking in the room in iron armor with his kite shield and a sword, and just paladin talking with gunfire's voice. I actually, so you might have heard in either the previous stream or this stream, Gregor Sandoon was mentioned a couple of times. That was my first paladin that I played with them, and I believe Zoltar had mentioned it's one of his favorite characters of mine. So where it was just a very, the people around me are more important. Would save all the lay on hands healing I had, even if I was hurting a little bit. It was always their priority. Um, and I remember we were in a dungeon. It was early. We were weak. All right, we were weak boy levels. And I crit failed and broke my arm in this dungeon. Right, and through sheer dumb luck from Torm, the great god of the Forgotten Realms, the number one paladin of Torm, I would roll so well that I was still able to not carry them through it, but carry myself and some of them through that dungeon with a busted arm, taking fat negatives to hit everything, climb anything. Like, it was incredible. Gregor was one of my favorite characters of all time. By the start of it, I didn't really know what I was doing. By the end of it, I sounded like a military commander, and thus he became the commander of the Oathsworn in Eridar.
Yep, that was another instance of a game where that game originally took place in the Forgotten Realms, a very established setting. And when we decided to come together to make Eridar, I couldn't let Gregor go, and so we made him the commander of this region in terms of the Oathsworn Paladins, which are there are other orders of paladins within Eridar, but the Oathsworn are probably 75% of all paladins, as they take an oath to fight against the shadow in all of its forms.
Which, it's kind of funny. I swore I would never play another paladin until I got to see the end of Gregor's storyline, which should be occurring in one of these games. Yeah, the chat did get a little active. We had some questions coming in, and we started chatting, and time got away from us here. Yeah. So now I'm playing the complete opposite with Tagrik. It's a whole shift in. It's a paradigm shift. I don't know if I was ready for.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Tagrik as
trying
a
to.
Death Knight is just so much different.
Yeah, and I definitely, I feel like I'm having some growing pains with shifting so drastically, but I do like Tucker as a character. I hope he's not super one-dimensional. I promise I'll get better with that when I get a little bit more comfortable here.
For those of you that just joined, we just finished up our session. We're just doing a Q&A about our game, future games that are upcoming, and our homebrew world of Eridar and the homebrew system that we use within it. So we're definitely excited and ready to go. Did we have any more questions?
Questions, concern, qualms, or quandaries before we end it here? I know we dragged out Q&A a little bit. Love to hear more voices. Oh, see, this was the exact opposite of what I was thinking. I was thinking voices were a bit much for everybody first getting into the stream here.
I think we will
I
definitely
mean,
see voices upcoming. It's something Gunny is pretty good with voices, and it's something that I've been working on for me as a DM. I think when you do anything and you want to be good at it, knowing what your weak points are. For me as a DM, mine is voices, so it's definitely something I've been working with Gunny on. And trying to get better. So I know you're gonna see more voices moving forward. We just wanted to we told our players to try to not do voices for our first few sessions to kind of calm their nerves about being on stream in front of, as we got today, 68 viewers at one point. And this is only our second stream. Our last video had 800 views. So we really just want them to be comfortable, and then we're gonna go right into voices as they get more comfortable on this.
Yeah, voices create a fun atmosphere. I can't agree more. As long as they're not forced on someone, it has to be a natural thing. It sounds like the next game will be very loaded with character voices. Yep, I think
Definitely.
we're gonna knuckle down and get this started before too long. I'm pretty excited for session 0. I'm just about ready for it. So, a few more kinks to work out. We're working on a whole new system that we're implementing into Eridar here. I won't go too much into detail on it right now, but it's birth signs a la inspired by Oblivion. So if you ever got the chance to play it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't had the chance to play it, that's a terrible crime, and you should watch a YouTube video on it, since I don't even think it's for sale anymore.
It is. You can buy it on Steam. I own it. It's great.
Okay, all right, yeah,
Buy it
okay,
and go
so buy it
play.
on stream. I actually didn't know it was on Steam. I probably
You
should
can
have
buy it.
known that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick that up.
You kidding me? And they still charge you full price for it, of course.
I mean, when you make a good game, it lasts for a while. Like Total War, when you make a good game, you keep that thing at full price for a
Oblivion's
long time.
definitely a good game. I'm pumped for them to remake it into Skyrim in the form of Sky Oblivion, which should come out in the next year or two.
It's your bedtime. Please post the Valor videos if you guys wouldn't mind. If not, it's okay. I understand you guys probably have a lot going on. Take care. Yeah,
So
thanks for stopping by, Flaming. It was really cool to have our first Q&A, have some chat engagement. So
definitely. And I do have the first 4 lore videos done. They're very raw and uncut, but I will, just for you, Flaming, I will put them up on our YouTube tomorrow. The link is down below. You can feel free to check them out. It is only the first 4 of 7 or 8. The rest aren't done, but we'll get them done. Forgive my really bad voiceover work.
all right, guys. Thanks again for stopping by and hopping in the QA. It was really great to talk with everybody, and by everybody I mean Pagan and Flaming. No, I'm kidding. It was really great to get some chat engagement and be able to talk a little bit about Eridar. So,
All right.
until next time, guys. See you then.
Have a good one.